World-Defying Dan God Chapter 4321, Nightmare. Can you speak human language? Shen Junyi was surprised. Also, what is your new home? You two are inferior people. Don't you know about this? The man looked at Chen Shang and Shen Junyi and said, your strength is pretty good, it's impossible to know the inside story. What inferior person? Shen Junyi wanted to say that she was the queen of the demon soul, but she immediately remembered that many people in Sanctuary had never heard of her existence, let alone people from other places. I don't know what happened to you, I can't go back now, I can only stay here. Guan Ying said. What deal have you all made with the 6th clan of Life and Soul? Two men got up from Fraxel, and the tallest man put Fraxel into his storage ring. I belong to the Heavenly Nightmare clan. The 6th clan of Life and Soul promised us many years ago to give us a new home. In this home, there are only low-class people. The man finished, then looked at Shen Junyi. Said, she looks a bit special, not like a lowly person. Nonsense. Shen Junyi snorted. I'm in the sanctuary, so I can be considered the first echelon, how can I be a low-level person? Why do the 6th clan of Life and Soul want to trade with you? Guan Ying asked. Because they are afraid of us. The man said, rest assured, we are not nightmare orcs and will not kill innocent people indiscriminately. The premise is that we respect each other. What is your name? Chen Shang was a little relieved when he saw this man with a good attitude, but when he heard the nightmare orcs, he knew that things were not that simple. Yan Qing, is this your brother or your lover? Shen Junyi looked at the other man behind Yan Qing. Lover, why do you think he is my lover? Yan Qing was speechless, looked at the man next to him, and said, this is my second body. Ah, Shen Junyi said in surprise, this is a clone. Can't see it. We, the Tianmao clan, have 2 bodies. We have one since we were born. 1 soul and 2 bodies. Yan Qing said, it should be difficult for you to understand, right? It's not too difficult. Chen Shang said, my name is Chen Shang. I'm Shen Junyi. I am Guan Ying. Chen Shang and the others also said their names. Because Chen Shang has a heart and a clear eye, he can see that Yan Qing is not malicious for the time being. By the way, what is the Heavenly Nightmare Orc you just mentioned? Chen Shang said. Fate Soul 6 clan, why should I give you a new home? It seems that you haven't been to other universes in this period of time. Except for this new Aoshi universe, other universes have been destroyed by the Nightmare Orcs, resulting in a very bad environment. Yan Qing said. Now Aoshi universe is the last a piece of pure land, I don't know how long it can last. Are the Heavenly Nightmare Orcs very powerful? Guan Ying asked. Very powerful, Yan Qing said, the 6th Fate and Soul did not give us this place, but they owe us. Why do you say that? Chen Shang asked. The Heavenly Nightmare Orcs were created by them. Originally, there was only the Heavenly Nightmare clan, and we lived in the Heavenly Nightmare universe. The 6 Fate Soul races wanted to control the Tianmao universe, but they couldn't beat us. Then they captured many of us, quietly do research and make a large number of Nightmare Orcs. In the beginning, the Nightmare Orcs were still very weak. But after hundreds of thousands of years, the Nightmare Orcs have evolved very strong in the Nightmare universe, and it is difficult for us to destroy them all. Yan Qing sighed. What happened later? Guan Ying said with a solemn expression, does the Nightmare Orcs come here too? The Nightmare Orcs can't destroy us, but they can do harm to other universes. The Fate Soul 6 clan finally can't control them, so other universes are harmed by the Nightmare Orcs. Yan Qing said, the Nightmare Orcs reproduce very quickly, fast, and dominate in multiple universes, mastering a lot of resources, so they grow faster. In other words, you all came from the Heavenly Nightmare universe. Chen Shang remembered that there was another door in the center of the earth, and he didn't know what it was for. That door was under the Kanglan Sea, and the soul of Killing Chelong once flew past, and then lost contact. Yes, we reached a deal with the 6 Fate and Soul races tens of thousands of years ago. They gave us a new home, but we also have to promise to block the Heavenly Nightmare Orcs here. Yan Qing said, the Heavenly Nightmare Orcs are sure. Being able to come here, the sanctuary of the Proud Universe will be the last battlefield between us and the Nightmare Orcs. Assholes of the 6th clan of Life and Soul. Chen Shang cursed in a low voice, the guys are so powerful. Who can stop them when they come to the space of sanctuary? This place is called the sanctuary, and it has strong laws and power constraints. Even if they come here, their cultivation will be restricted. Yan Qing said. However, the ultimate goal of the Heavenly Nightmare Orcs should be to rush towards the gods' territory. What's the matter with those altars? Shen Junyi asked. Is it the heavenly nightmare altar? I have seen an altar that can deprive others of their beautiful memories. It is terrible. You all created it. That is the altar of the heavenly nightmare orcs. Our altar can take away the pain of others, or take away the bad emotions and memories of others. Yan Qing said, but their altars are all through our altars. Transformed. Why does the sanctuary have an altar of the nightmare orcs? Chen Shang thought it was a ghost made by the six fate and soul. Chen Shang was surprised secretly, because he had swallowed the energy inside a nightmare altar, so the heart and eyes can swallow the emotions of others. However, mindfulness can swallow all kinds of emotions of others and at the same time impose emotions on others. In other words, his ability to discern and see is stronger than that of the heavenly nightmare altar. Before we saw some golden shuttles, which are different from yours. Guanying looked at the sky and said, now it's blue again. The golden one is the royal family. The royal family of the heavenly nightmare is extremely noble and powerful. Yan Qing looked into the air and said, we are just the subordinates of the Tianan'er clan. The blue ones are the upper family. There are still such divisions, so, you are no different from our low-ranking people. Chen Shang smiled. By the way, the royal family of the heavenly nightmare clan, where are we going? They are going to suppress another door now. The nightmare orcs will come from that door. It's not too far away from here. Yan Qing said. And all of us people of the tribe should build and develop, and collect resources, As Shen Shang had previously guessed, the other door was most likely the passage for the nightmare orcs. Why are there two doors? Who made them? Chen Shang had seen that door before. It should have been built at Saint Profound Star, and it could not have been built by the Heavenly Nightmare clan and the Heavenly Nightmare orcs. It was built by the 6th clan of Life and Soul. They first sold this place to the Heavenly Nightmare orcs and then sold it to us. Yan Qing snorted. The old guys of the 6th clan of Life and Soul are very despicable. World Defying Dan God Chapter 4322, Royal. It's true, they are too treacherous. I didn't expect to hide so many things, and have been damaging all universes for so many years. Guanying also agreed with what Yan Qing said. She only recently learned how insidious the elders of the 6th clan of Life and Soul were, and almost killed her. Before, she overheard the secrets of the clan and was almost killed by the clan elders using the power of the nightmare. Now she also knows where the power of the nightmare came from. The Fate Soul 6 races have always known the Celestial Nightmare family. They also have the power of the Celestial Nightmare in their hands, but only a small number of high-level ones have it, and they don't usually use it. After all, the power of the Celestial Nightmare can completely destroy the Fate Soul 6 races. Once this dire power spreads out, it will also threaten them. But now, the Heavenly Nightmare clan has also come to Aoshi Cosmos, and they are more guarded against the power of the nightmare. You are from the Kun tribe, why did you come here? Yan Qing looked at Guanying and wondered. It stands to reason that the 6th clan of Life Soul generally do not betray. Because the curse of the 6th family of Life Soul is terrible, betrayal. They will all be cursed. I can't understand what they do, so I left the Fate Soul 6 clan. After Guanying finished speaking, she looked at Chen Shang and said, there are my friends in the sanctuary. I am here to remind him of the sanctuary general there will be a crisis. Suddenly there were a large number of flying shuttles in the sky, and from time to time there would be a wave of golden or blue flying shuttles. Brother Yan, how many people do you have? Chen Shang said, it looks like a lot. At least 2 billion. Yan Qing also looked at the dense flying shuttles in the sky and sighed, so this will last a long time. Hope everything goes well. 2 billion, this scared Chen Shang and the others. And there will definitely be more Heavenly Nightmare orcs, which makes it scary to think about it. Have you been sleeping in the shuttle before? Shen Junyi said. We pried the shuttle, did it bother you? That's not true, we were awakened in a unified manner. But it is not a bad thing to be awakened by external forces now, it can make me wake up earlier than others and understand the situation here. Yan Qing said. Do you know why you chose to build the space gate in this place? Chen Shang didn't think there was anything special about Saint Profound Star. There are many more powerful stars than Saint Profound Star, so Chen Shang thinks there must be other reasons. I don't know. In short, this is the responsibility of the 6 Fate Souls. As for why, maybe only the royal family knows. Yan Qing shook his head and said, Brother Shen, you'd better not approach the royal family, but we are not so good at talking. Then what are they like? Are they very strong? Chen Shang asked. They are indeed very strong, and they are cruel and ruthless after all. Not to mention foreigners, even the upper and lower tribes of our heavenly nightmare tribe have the same attitude. Yan Qing said. However, they are also it shouldn't be ruthless, in short, it's better not to have intersection with them. Why, isn't everyone the same in the heavenly nightmare royal family? Shen Junyi said, I don't believe it, they don't communicate with foreigners in their clan. There are many rules of the royal family, and they have been forced to remember the family rules since they were young. Not being able to associate with foreigners is one of their strict family rules. Yan Qing said. So I advise you, you should not provoke them unless you can beat them, but it's impossible. Don't underestimate people, Shen Junyi pouted. It's true, our heavenly nightmare is very powerful and restrains any race. Yan Qing smiled embarrassedly. This is the best thing about the 6th clan of Life Soul. Even if it is the 6th family of Life Soul, they all very afraid of our dire power. Yes, I was attacked by the power of heavenly nightmare before. If it weren't for Shen Gongzi's rescue, I don't know when I would recover. Guan Ying nodded. You were ordered to use the power of heavenly nightmare to attack the soul by the 6th soul clan. When did it happen? Yan Qing asked in surprise. It didn't take long. What happened this month? Guan Ying said. Impossible. Except for us, no one can get rid of the power of the nightmare in a short period of time. The senior members of the 6 life soul races do master the power of the nightmare, and they do well. They can use the power of the nightmare to attack. It means that it cannot be driven away easily. Yan Qing frowned. So in my opinion, the power of nightmare is not too strong. Chen Shang smiled. I got rid of it easily. Yan Qing stopped talking, because he didn't believe it was true, so he didn't plan to continue discussing this matter. Their heavenly nightmare power is very effective when used to deal with any race, especially when attacking the soul. As long as it succeeds, the opponent does not need to spend hundreds of thousands of years. It is difficult to dissipate the nightmare power in the soul. After Guan Ying's soul was hit by the power of the nightmare, it didn't take long before it was dissipated, unless it was made by the nightmare royal family, but the nightmare royal family also came here now. There are many flying shuttles that landed on the sea. Why did you land on land? Shen Junyi asked. Because we don't need to participate in the battle, we are not good at fighting. Yan Qing said. We are responsible for manufacturing weapons and equipment, or food, and we don't need to go to the front to fight. Your division of labor is still so detailed. Chen Shang smiled. Then are you making weapons and equipment, or food? I'm in the food making group. I mainly sort medicinal materials and grow medicinal materials. Yan Qing said. You also have medicinal materials. Do you also need to refine alchemy? Of course, alchemists are very noble in our Tianmao clan. Even if they are from the lower or upper clan, as long as they know how to make alchemy, they are eligible to become the royal family. Speaking of alchemists, Yan Qing is also respected, and also very enviously said, even the royal family respects the alchemist very much. Because the alchemist is too talented, it can't be met. Really, I am also an alchemist. Chen Shang smiled and touched his nose, and said, You said, can I get into the heavenly nightmare royal family? Impossible. Your universe's alchemy and alchemy are completely different from our heavenly nightmare universe. The top alchemists in the 6 life soul races cannot refine our heavenly nightmare family's alchemy, let alone you are the alchemist of the sanctuary. Yan Qing shook his head. I'm not an ordinary alchemist. Chen Shang said with a smile. I have a chance, I have to practice your heavenly nightmare pill. By the way, do you have any heavenly nightmare medicinal materials in your hand? Yes. Yan Qing took out a box, took out 2 white medicinal materials that looked like big radishes, and said, This is the most common medicinal material of our Tianmao people, Tianmao Yuanshan, which can be used to refine Tianmao Yuandan. Used to restore the power of the nightmare. How do we need to exchange it? Chen Shang was very interested in this. Both Shen Junyi and Guan Ying know that Chen Zhang's alchemy is superb. Shen Junyi has seen Shen Shang refining the Saint Wang Yuandan, and Guan Ying has seen Chen Zhang's hair growth pills, which can make her grow hair. So they didn't doubt Chen Zhang's alchemy level, and they all believed that Chen Shang would definitely be able to refine the heavenly nightmare pill. World Defying Dan God Chapter 4323, Orcs. Brother Shen, the heavenly nightmare ginseng is similar to the grass in our heavenly nightmare universe. It doesn't need to be exchanged. It's just for you. However, these heavenly nightmare yuan ginseng cannot be used for alchemy. Taste auxiliary medicine. Yan Qing handed the medicinal materials to Chen Shang. After Chen Shang took it over, he used his mind to look at it, and he didn't expect to see the year directly, only 3 years. In addition, it can be seen that these 2 heavenly nightmare yuan ginseng are in excellent condition and the quality is also very good. Does my heart have a clear eye and has a better effect on the heavenly nightmare universe? Chen Shang asked inwardly. He had seen Yan Qing with his mind and eyes before, but he didn't see much for the time being. Thank you, Brother Yan. Chen Shang thanked him after accepting it, and then asked, how many years does it take to make alchemy? It takes at least 1,000 years. But we all have formations to accelerate the time, and we can grow medicinal materials to 1,000 years in a short time. Yan Qing said, through our formations, it only takes 5 years. 1,000 years of Tianma Yuan ginseng can be grown. Do you have this kind of formation in your hand? Shen Junyi was a little excited and asked quickly. Even Chen Shang and Guan Ying were very interested in this time formation. The time formation is a secret in our clan, I can't get it. Yan Qing shook his head and said, and the medicinal materials that I planted can't be taken out. If it's only a few years, I have a lot of them. Why do you have several years of medicinal materials in your hand? Guan Ying asked, do you want to grow some secretly? In the Tianmao universe, Tianmao Yuanshan is the most common medicinal material, and its vitality is tenacious, and there are as many wild grasses. We often go out to pick them as a reserve of medicine seedlings, and when needed, we put them into the formation to grow. Yan Qing said, because we are coming to Aoshi universe, we have stocked a lot before. Chen Shang intends to use the inanimate heavenly dew to cultivate 1,000 years old, and then try alchemy to see if this heavenly nightmare power can improve his mind. Brother Yan, do you have the heavenly nightmare element pill? Chen Shang asked, I wonder if we can eat the heavenly nightmare element pill. Of course you can't eat it. You didn't cultivate and grow in our heavenly nightmare universe. If you have the power of heavenly nightmare in your body, it will only hurt you. Yan Qing quickly exhorted, don't eat the 2 heavenly nightmare ginseng, although there is only a little bit of heavenly nightmare power, but enough to make you uncomfortable. I know, Chen Shang nodded, which made his idea of refining the heavenly nightmare pill more firm. By the way, how do you deal with the nightmare orcs? Chen Shang asked again, is there any way to restrain them? There is no good way. You can only attack them with strong power. Yan Qing shook his head and said, the nightmare orcs also have alchemists and various powerful equipment, and their level is about the same as ours. What? How do you fight? Shen Junyi said in horror. I thought they were just barbaric orcs with no wisdom. No, they have the same wisdom as us, and their bodies are stronger. Yan Qing sighed. In ancient times, our heavenly nightmare universe had many heavenly nightmare beasts. The 6th clan of life and soul used the heavenly nightmare beasts and our heavenly nightmare people. Perform transformation and fusion to create a heavenly nightmare orc. Too disgusting. Shen Junyi gritted her teeth and cursed, now these nightmare orcs are coming to harm us again. The nightmare beasts were all eaten by the nightmare orcs. They only ate the nightmare beasts, and they evolved so powerful that it was difficult for us to suppress them, and then they expanded to multiple universes. Yan Qing said, Fate Soul, the 6 races originally wanted to use the nightmare orcs to suppress us, but even they have no way to suppress the nightmare orcs, they can only cooperate with us. They let you fight in the sanctuary, and in the end both lose, and then they come to kill you both at once. Chen Shang said, the abacus of the 6th clan of life and soul is really good. Obviously, Shen Junyi snorted, maybe they have a more despicable trick, which is to use curses on you. Their curse power is very strange. As long as they are in Aoshi universe, they can cast a curse. Extremely possible. Guan Ying nodded. This is what the royal family discussed with them, and we also believe that the royal family knows the pros and cons. Yan Qing looked at the latest batch of golden shuttles and flew to the far side of the sea. They are going to fight, and I can't be idle. I walked around to see where to plant medicinal materials. Goodbye everyone. After speaking, Yan Qing took his second body and jumped from the 6 mirrors. He can't fly, he can only run wildly on the ground. Little villain, what should I do next? Shen Junyi asked. Go to the Chelong Patriarch first. Chen Shang said, he has a lot of G-beads in his hand. I am in short supply for G-beads now. He controlled the 6 sacred mirrors and flew towards the Chelong Patriarch. Chief Chelong took tens of thousands of Chelong people, suspended in the air. Dragon Lord, have you taken the dragon egg? Chelong Patriarch hurriedly asked. He cared very much about the huge dragon egg. Take it away, otherwise the sinkhole won't appear. Chen Shang smiled bitterly. This will hurt you miserably. What the asterisk is going on with these things? The Chelong Patriarch also didn't know, but was very scared. I saw a lot of things like the Heavenly Nightmare altar flying out. Afterwards, Chen Shang briefly talked about the Heavenly Nightmare tribe and the Heavenly Nightmare orcs, and the Chief Chelong was surprised. The Chelong Patriarch landed on Shen Zhang's six-way mirror by himself, and communicated with Chen Shang, so other Chelong people did not know that Chen Shang was the Chelong God Lord. Patriarch, how many DZI beads do you have? Chen Shang whispered. Do you really need DZI beads? That's all, we don't need DZI beads. If necessary, we can run down and dig. The Chelong chief handed Chen Shang a box-shaped storage magic weapon. Chen Shang looked at it with his spiritual sense, and it was about 2 trillion yuan, which was enough for him to use it for a while. Chelong Island should still be able to live in, because those Sky Nightmare tribes are still very easy to talk about. Chen Shang said, let's move those shuttles away together now to make room for you to build houses. Divine Lord, what will the Nightmare Orcs do that day? Do we need to deal with the Nightmare Orcs? Patriarch Chelong said with some concern. If another gate under the Kanglan Sea opens, there will definitely be a large number of Nightmare Orcs running out. Yan Qing said, the number of Heavenly Nightmare Orcs is so many, like locusts, many times more than the Heavenly Nightmare people. Shen Zhani said, the Heavenly Nightmare people have more than 1 billion people, and the Heavenly Nightmare Orcs still have the whole thing. Saint Profound Star will be captured by Nightmare Orcs. Do you like this site? Donate here. World Defying Dan God Chapter 4324, Worry of the Altar. Zhani, the Tianmao people are not 1 billion, but 2 billion. Guan Ying corrected her and said, I think it's more than that, because the Tianmao people themselves can't count that many, and their reproduction speed is very high. Hurry, the Yan Qing should have been sleeping in Feisho for many years. The number of Tianmao people he knew should be the statistics before he fell asleep. The Heavenly Nightmare Orcs are many times more numerous than the Heavenly Nightmare tribe, causing the Heavenly Nightmare tribe to have no living space. Chen Shang also felt a lot of pressure thinking that the countless tide of Nightmare Orcs was coming. In the face of a large number of Nightmare Orcs, what are the 6 holy gates? Do you think the 6 sacred sects know about this? Chelong Patriarch said. 6 sacred sects, which side will they be on when they come? Are they united with the Heavenly Nightmare clan, or what? As far as their ability is concerned, the Heavenly Nightmare people should look down on them. Chen Shang said, I guess that the 6 sacred gates will shrink up, or they will sweep up the major forces of the Saint Profound Star and hoard resources to survive this chaos. Period. Then what should we do? The Chelong Patriarch looked at Chen Shang, the Chelong Divine Lord. The Chelong clan is still too weak, they can't beat the 6 holy gates, let alone the Nightmare Orcs. They only hope to survive this catastrophe. They are not afraid of death, but they don't want to die just like that. You try to dig out the DZI beads of Chelong Island as much as possible. Chen Shang said, after digging them out, leave Chelong Island and go to Dakan Gate. Dakan sect has a very powerful barrier, I hope it can withstand it for a while. Guan Ying nodded and said, we can build a teleportation array in Dakan sect to connect to other stars, which can be carried out in a short time. Transfer. Okay, let's start digging the DZI now. The Chelong Patriarch had a goal, and suddenly looked full of energy. Chen Shang felt a little sorry. After all, this is the Chelong clan, a powerful dragon clan created by killing Chelong. Now he is actually working as a miner to dig DZI beads. But right now, Chen Shang can only do this, he needs a lot of DZI to activate the 6 magic mirrors. At the critical moment, the 6 divine mirrors can save lives, reverse the universe, and turn the situation around. He must ensure that he has enough DZI beads. What about us? Shen Zhani asked. Should we go back to Dakan Gate, or where do we go? Of course it is to go there. Chen Shang pointed to the direction where the Heavenly Nightmare Royal Flying Shuttle was going, and said, the door of the Heavenly Nightmare Orcs, there is the killing Crimson Dragon Soul, I want to go and see. Before killing Chelong, she told Chen Shang that she once released her soul to investigate, but she couldn't come back, but she was sure that part of her soul was still there. Having seen Chen Shang take the huge dragon egg before and quickly escape from the center of the earth, Shen Zhani is not too worried. Let's go now. The door of the Heavenly Nightmare Orcs should not be opened yet, if there is anything below, we can take it away before them. Guan Ying said. She also knew that killing the Scarlet Dragon soul was very important to Chen Shang. Dragon Lord, I wish you all the best. We will do our best to dig out the DZI from Chelong Island. Chelong Patriarch said. Excuse me. Chen Shang nodded. Don't be too afraid of those heavenly nightmare people, they can't fly. If there really is a conflict, you can just fly. After instructing the Chelong Patriarch, Chen Shang immediately left with Guan Ying and Shen Zhenyi. The 6 magic mirrors flew to the depths of the Kanglan Sea. Before, Shen Tianyu had told him that under the Kanglan Sea there was a killing red dragon soul, and what secrets were hidden. People from the 6 sacred doors and the 6 fate soul races had visited that place for a long time. It now appears that it turned out to be to build a gate to space. Chelong Island was supposed to be used to cover up after the gate was built, but the island was selected by killing Chelong, and an egg was stolen and pressed on the door to absorb the power of the nightmare. Otherwise, the heavenly nightmare race should be able to come here very early and prepare in advance in the sanctuary. Chen Shang took out the talisman on the 6 god mirror to contact the palace master of Heavenly Mother, and he would tell the master of Heavenly Mother about the news here. Sister Palace Master, how is the situation of the Celestial Mother now? She is not awake, can we communicate? Chen Shang asked. Not yet. How's the situation on your side? The Heavenly Mother Palace Master said. I can't get in touch with you recently, so I'm worried to death. There is a problem in the space of this place. Only I can get in touch with you. Chen Shang said, I have encountered a major event here. It is true that he can contact the Heavenly Mother Palace Lord through the 6 divine mirrors. The Heavenly Mother Palace Lord is now listening to the news from Chen Shang, mainly about the Heavenly Nightmare Tribe and the Heavenly Nightmare Orcs. After listening to it, the Heavenly Mother Palace Lord was terrified. Because this is undoubtedly a catastrophe for Sanctuary, if it is not done, all the creatures in the whole Sanctuary will be extinct. The Nightmare Orcs have harmed so many universes. The Aoshi universe is still so young, and the Sanctuary is only a small part of the Aoshi universe, it is not long enough for them to toss. The more and more the Heavenly Mother Palace Master thought, the more fear, we have nothing at all. You can run anywhere, the 6 Life Soul clan is really hateful. Aoshi universe has been growing, has been getting bigger, but it has become bigger in the second half. According to Chen Zhang's guess, Aoshi universe is in the shape of a long tube, the sanctuary is the front part, the second half is the ***** domain, and the growth and expansion is the second half. The sanctuary leading to the gods has been blocked, and it is impossible to break through the second half of the god's space. The 6th Fate and Soul had captured many universes before, but they couldn't suppress the Heavenly Nightmare Orcs, which caused them no room for survival. So they must dominate the god realm of the Aoshi universe, and the sanctuary has become a buffer zone, which can buy more time for the Life Soul 6 races. The fear of the Heavenly Mother Palace Lord mainly stems from her fear of the Heavenly Nightmare Altar, because the Heavenly Mother Palace also has this thing. The ghosts of the altar of Heavenly Nightmare are lingering, it is difficult to get rid of it, and I don't know why I can always follow them. Sister Palace Master, don't worry, we can survive this disaster. Chen Shang said, when I go back, I'll go to your side immediately and tear down the Heavenly Nightmare Altar. That altar always feels like the soul of life. What methods did the 6 races use? I arranged it for you. That group of ***** is too hateful. The Palace Master Tianmu became more and more angry. Wait for my return. I will rush to find you before the Heavenly Nightmare Orcs and help you break the Heavenly Nightmare Altar. Chen Shang said, I worry that the Heavenly Nightmare Altar is a positioning point and will guide the Heavenly Nightmare Orcs to find it. Treat you as food or something. The Chelong clan, the Demon Soul Girl Kingdom, the Shen family, the 6 Sacred Gates, and the Heavenly Mother Sacred Palace, these big forces all have the Heavenly Nightmare Altar. The people in these big forces are all very powerful in the sanctuary. If the Heavenly Nightmare Orcs captured these great forces in the first place, the creatures in the entire sanctuary would not have the ability to resist. World Defying Dan God Chapter 4325, Mission Thing. Chen Shang was also extremely frightened. Didn't the 6th clan of Life Soul say that he wanted the Heavenly Nightmare clan to fight the Heavenly Nightmare Orcs? How did the 6 soul races still secretly help the Heavenly Nightmare Orcs? This shows that the 6th clan of Life and Soul does not want the orcs of the Heavenly Nightmare Orcs, but hopes that both of them will continue to fight and lose both so that they can harvest the 6th clan of the Life and Souls. As for the other creatures in Sanctuary, what does that have to do with the 6 Fate of Souls? If you die, you will die, even if the 6 sages of life soul gave up even the 6 sacred gates, let alone other human beings. Master Shen, can you destroy that door? The Heavenly Mother Palace Master said. As long as that door is destroyed, will the Heavenly Nightmare Orcs be unable to get through? Sister Palace Master, that door is very huge, and it was built by the 6th clan of life and soul. It is difficult for me to destroy it in a short period of time. Chen Shang said, the other thing is, even if that door is destroyed, with the strength of the Nightmare Orcs, they must also have a way to come to the Aoshi universe. Then what should we do? The Heavenly Mother Palace Lord was very frightened, and they were not too afraid of the 6 holy gates. After all, the 6 sacred gates do not have the support of the 6 life souls, and their strength will not be too strong. But the Heavenly Nightmare Orcs, even the 6 Fate Soul races are afraid, and most of that kind of strength is a God-level cultivation base. They came to the sanctuary, although they would be restricted by the power of the law of Aoshi universe, they were still very powerful. Sister Palace Master, don't worry too much now, there are also the Heavenly Nightmare Clan. In a short time, the Heavenly Nightmare Clan will definitely be able to suppress them. Chen Shang said. And I also need some time to study the Heavenly Nightmare Orcs. Quote, Master Shen, now I can only rely on you. The current state of the Celestial Clan Mother does not know when she can wake up, and she is only a clone, even if she wakes up, it will not help much. The Heavenly Mother Palace Master sighed softly. She knew that Chen Shang created the Aoshi universe, and she could only pin her hopes on Chen Shang. Wait for my good news. Chen Shang said, and then interrupted the communication. What did my sister say? Shen Junyi asked quickly. She's panicking now, Chen Shang briefly said about the content of the conversation with the Heavenly Mother Palace Lord. Then what should we do about the Heavenly Nightmare Altar of the Demon Soul Girl Kingdom? Shen Junyi started to panic after listening to it. If it really marks something, then the Demon Soul Star region will become a target. Don't be afraid, I will go in and tear down the Heavenly Nightmare Altar. Chen Shang touched her little face and smiled. I will tear down these altars everywhere, because I need to study it myself. Can you enter the Demon Soul Star territory? I'm worried that I won't be able to get out if I go to the Demon Soul Star territory. Shen Junyi sighed, if I don't go with you, they won't listen to me. You run in alone as a man, will be killed by the sisters of the Demon Soul Girl Kingdom. Impossible, with my charm, how could I be killed by them? Chen Shang smiled. Don't worry, I can go alone. HMPH. My sisters are not nympho. Shen Junyi solemnly said. I will give you a token, let you take it with you, and they will believe you. If you remove the Heavenly Nightmare Altar and leave immediately, you cannot stay for long. I'm afraid they will mess with you. What's the mess? Chen Shang shrugged and said. What do I fear for a big man? They might castrate you and turn you into a woman, leaving you to stay in the Demon Soul Girl Kingdom. Shen Junyi said very seriously, many of them have never seen a man. They must be very curious about men. What do they do? Everything is possible. Junyi, although young Master Shen's cultivation is not high, his ability to escape is first-rate, don't worry. Guan Ying smiled. Wait, I remembered one thing. Shen Junyi suddenly shook her head. What's the matter? Chen Shang has slowly lay down, resting his head on Guan Ying's slender thighs. Guan Ying didn't say anything, she had a very special feeling for Chen Shang, in short, she did not resist Chen Shang. After all, she ventured to come to sanctuary from God's domain just for Chen Shang. She had already left the Kun clan, and in sanctuary, Chen Shang was her only support. Although she is from the Kun clan, she will still be vulnerable to the Heavenly Nightmare clan and the Heavenly Nightmare Orcs in the future, and she can feel very safe next to Chen Shang. The mission of the ancestors. The proud ancestors of the gods have confessed to our demon soul female kingdom that they are going to fetch something under the sea of blue ocean. Shen Junyi said. Could it be to kill the scarlet dragon soul? Chen Shang said, maybe the proud ancestor god is inconvenient to say directly. It shouldn't be. Shen Junyi shook her head and said, it's not something to kill the red dragon soul. It must be very important, but why is it under the azure sea? Is it near that door? That's right, the ancestor out she should not know that killing the scarlet dragon soul is under the blue sea, so he is referring to something else. Chen Shang said. Zuying may also be under the Kanglan Sea. Shen Junyi's eyes lit up and said, will the vermilion bird tenderness silk be just under the Kanglan Sea? Under the sea, there must be some secrets hidden. Guan Ying said. For so many years, the 6 sacred gates and the 6 fate of souls have been active there, and the secrets are hidden very well. What's the secret? We will know soon. Chen Shang said. We will rush over now, and everything will be revealed. Master Shen, shall we just go over like this? Guan Ying frowned slightly, and then pointed to the sky. At the moment, there are a large number of golden and blue flying shuttles in the sky. The golden flying shuttle belongs to the Heavenly Nightmare Imperial Clan, and the blue one is the Heavenly Nightmare Clan's High Clan. They have already gone to the location of Kanglan Sea in many batches before. Are you worried that our strength is not enough? Chen Shang touched his chin, nodded, and said, if we just pass by, we will definitely not be able to keep up. Without strong enough strength, we can't do anything. Chen Shang can indeed gain very powerful abilities by relying on the 6 magic mirrors, but if he wants to fight continuously, he needs his own strength. Yeah, we are not strong enough. If we really go under the sea, we can't do anything, we can only hide from Tibet. Shen Junyi sighed. If I can restore my peak strength, maybe kind of use. Actually, my strength is enough. Guan Ying said. I come from God's domain. Although my cultivation base has been compressed, I am fine in all aspects. Even if other people are better than me, they are not much better. Quote. Ying, you need better equipment. Chen Shang smiled and then took out the golden scale robe. I have my own equipment. Guan Ying also took out a set of armor and said, my equipment is also very strong. Chen Shang touched, shook his head and said, it's far away. Although this guy was killed by me, he has very good equipment, better than yours. Ah, why, I'm from the Kun clan anyway, and this is still a reward for me, it can't be too bad, right? Guan Ying asked in confusion. World Defying Dan God Chapter 4326, Dragon Soul in the Deep Sea. Guan Ying's equipment is indeed quite good, but in Chen Zhang's eyes it is not as good as Jinlin Pao. The reward the Kun clan gives you. This kind of reward is too bad, right? Chen Shang curled his lips and said, I just lied to you for not knowing anything like this. I think it's pretty good. Shen Junyi took it over and took a look, and said with some envy, it's worthy of the 6th clan of life and soul. I said little villain, you have the Azure Dragon Slaughter Demon Sword, of course you don't need to use other defense equipment. Put it in your eyes. Not everyone has the Azure Dragon Slayer Demon Sword, this armor should be enough to defend those guys. You too, have you forgotten who is the enemy you are dealing with? Chen Shang shook his head and sighed, and said, the enemy we are going to face next is the Nightmare Orcs. Their power is to restrain the 6 souls of life, Yes, Guan Ying also considers this level now. Is this golden scale robe stronger than the Kun clan's armor? Shen Junyi said. Although the golden scales belong to the 6 sacred doors, his equipment does not come from the 6 fate soul races. It is made from powerful beast scales, Chen Shang said. The main materials of Ying armor or the Kun clan's refiner has refined it, do you know what this means? Shen Junyi and Guan Ying glanced at each other, then shook their heads. The power used by the Kun clan refiner belongs to the Fate Soul 6 clan, then these materials must also be restrained by the power of the nightmare. Chen Shang said. So facing the Nightmare Orcs, the equipment of the Fate Soul 6 clan will unbearable. Is this true? Shen Junyi knocked on the armor, and said in surprise, it's obviously very strong. Because of being restrained, it is very strong in our eyes, but it will be very fragile in the eyes of the Nightmare Orcs. Chen Shang handed the golden scale robe to Guan Ying and said, Ying, you still put on this one. Set it up. Well, thank you Sun Shen. Guan Ying also agreed with Chen Zhang's statement. Chen Shang is not guessing, because he has mastered a bit of the power of the nightmare, so he secretly tried just now, using the weak power of the nightmare that he mastered to infuse the armor, and found that he could penetrate easily. Passed. It's no wonder that the 6th clan of life and soul will trap the orcs in the sanctuary. The 6th family of life and soul is not ready to deal with the orcs. Chen Shang said, they need to buy more time, maybe they still hold their luck, thinking that the Heavenly Nightmare Orcs and the Heavenly Nightmare Clan will lose both. Little villain, then tell me, can the Heavenly Nightmare Orcs defeat the Heavenly Nightmare Clan? Shen Junyi looked at the golden flying shuttle in the sky again, the Heavenly Nightmare Royal Family looks amazing. No, Chen Shang said, the Nightmare Clan is in a passive situation. They were squeezed by the Nightmare Orcs in the Nightmare Universe and there was no room for survival. They must have clashed with the Nightmare Orcs many times, and they all ended in failure, so I can only come to Sanctuary. Ah, The Heavenly Nightmare clan is so powerful, they can't do the Heavenly Nightmare orcs, then don't we want to stop at the sanctuary? Shen Junyi looked terrified. They are trapped in the sanctuary and there will be nowhere to escape. Don't be afraid, we still have time. Chen Shang said, Aoshi universe is different from other universes. The law of this Aoshi universe is very powerful, and it is not so easy to break through the limits of the law, unless they can master all the universe's life and soul. The great soul of Aoshi universe is in the world of Aoshi, and that space is now defending itself very well, while the soul of Xiaoming turned into a god of Aoshi, in the hands of Shen Shang. As long as the souls of life and soul are not destroyed by the nightmare orcs, the law of the Aoshi universe will not be easily shaken. The flight speed of the 6 magic mirrors was much faster than those of the shuttles, especially now that Chen Shang turned on the 6 magic mirrors at full speed. Because he wants to go to the position under the Kanglan Sea quickly. He didn't know where the specific location was, but those shuttles knew that they should have determined the location based on sensing the door. Chen Shang just needs to fly with the shuttle. Guanying changed into a golden scale robe, because it was too dazzling, she had to put on a ***** robe outside. When encountering an attack from a strong man, Guanying needed to resist, so Chen Shang put the golden scale robe on her. There are many golden and blue flying shuttles flying to the Kanglan Sea, all flying past in batches. The white flying shuttles are all low-strength people from the lower tribe, and they just died in the past, so they all stayed on Chalong Island. There are more blue flying shuttles than golden ones. It seems that the number of the Heavenly Nightmare royal family is relatively small. Shen Junyi said, she has been paying attention to the number of flying shuttles in the sky. What is the strength of the Heavenly Nightmare royal family? We should be able to see it soon. Chen Shang looked at Guanying and asked, Yingying, you faced Yan Qing, a subordinate of the Heavenly Nightmare family, before, you think you can you beat him? I don't know, because he did not show hostility, and his breath is very stable, I can't perceive how strong his strength is. Guanying shook her head. Besides, he has a second body, his strength. It's hard to estimate. Little villain, what do you think of Yan Qing's strength? Shen Junyi said, but then, you look much better than him. That guy's face is weird, and I don't know why. If you hold him down, I feel that I will try my best and I should be able to cut him off in one stroke. Chen Shang said. If you use the Azure Dragon Slayer Demon Sword, maybe it will be a lot easier, after all, it is the Azure Dragon Slay Demon Sword. Shen Junyi said. Before Chen Shang used the Qinglong Tumo knife to chop off the golden scale head. In the distance, one by one flying shuttles dived down from the air at great speed, and then rushed into the blue sea, causing waves of waves. Is that the position? Shen Junyi pointed forward. It should be, we should be able to go down here. Chen Shang looked at the golden and blue flying shuttles in the sky. They all entered the seabed from that position. Chen Shang immediately controlled the 6 magic mirrors to condense energy and release an energy diaphragm so that when the 6 magic mirrors entered the seabed, they would not be invaded by water. Entering the sea, the consumption of the 6 magic mirrors has been reduced a lot, and the sanctuary originally restricted the flight, so flying in the air at high speed requires a very large consumption. Diving into the sea, Chen Shang could perceive and detect the flying shuttle in the distance through the 6 magic mirrors. Even if it was dark under the deep sea, he could still have a direction. The deep sea is terrible. Shen Junyi looked around, completely dark. In order to hide, the 6 divine mirrors were already invisible and would not emit light. Chen Shang took out the Azure Dragon Slaughter Demon knife, and said, just now, this knife was shaken, it seems that there is really a killing red dragon soul below. After getting smaller, the Azure Dragon Slaughter Demon sword not only trembled slightly, but also released bursts of crimson light. The reaction is getting stronger and stronger. Shen Junyi whispered. It's the resonance between killing Chalong's soul. World Defying Dan God Chapter 4327, Frightened. Chen Shang came this time mainly to kill the Scarlet Dragon soul, and then to the mysterious thing hidden under the Kanglan Sea. As long as the dragon soul is there, I will definitely get it. Chen Shang knew the characteristics of killing the Scarlet Dragon soul, but he didn't recognize it. Even if you can tame the killing Kai Dragon soul for a while, it will still attract backlash after a long time. If it is not handled properly, it will be extremely dangerous. Is the dragon soul nearby? Guanying asked. We'd better go and take away the dragon soul first. I think the dragon soul might know some secrets about the ocean under the sea. When Chen Shang communicated with the dragon soul of the Azure Dragon Slaughter Demon sword before, She said that the dragon soul lost contact when entering the Azure Sea. If he can find the dragon soul, then integrate the dragon soul into the Qinglong 2 demon knife, and the two parts of the killing red dragon soul will merge. At that time, Chen Shang would go to the dragon soul to communicate again, and he would know the secrets under the Azure Sea. Then let's go find the dragon soul. Shen Junyi said. The door or something, let the Heavenly Nightmare clan worry about it. Anyway, we are limited now, even if I want to worry about it, I can't do anything. If I can, I'll see if I can catch a nightmare or can have a look. Chen Shang said, if we have a certain understanding of them, this can help us study the weakness of the nightmare orc. The Heavenly Nightmare should stop them for a while. Guan Ying said, the Heavenly Nightmare also needs to stabilize their basic disc in the sanctuary. They fight against them, and we have to be prepared. Chen Shang sighed, I'm afraid they won't give us time to prepare. In short, we can't put everything on the Heavenly Nightmare clan. We must prepare for the worst. Shen Junyi said, little villain, do you think how to deal with the worst situation? No, Chen Shang shook his head. Now we can only take one step and see one step. There should be time for preparation. If the Heavenly Nightmare orcs come over, they will definitely fight against the Heavenly Nightmare clan for a while. There are a lot of Heavenly Nightmare clan, so they can count on it. It's no match for the Nightmare orcs, and it can withstand it for a while. We can prepare during this time. Guan Ying looked at Chen Shang and said, Master Shen, it depends on you. The 6th clan of Life Soul also seems to think that the entire sanctuary will fall. The 6th clan of Life and Soul should know how long the Heavenly Nightmare clan can't stop it. Chen Shang frowned and said, I don't know what the situation will be then. Chen Shang had never seen the Heavenly Nightmare orcs, so he couldn't predict what would happen then. The Dragon Soul seems to be calling for the Azure Dragon Slayer Demon Sword. The Qinglong Slay Demon Sword that Chen Shang held tightly in his hand, the vibrations became larger and larger. At this time, Sister Xiao Jing spoke to Chen Shang and said, Brother, Dragon Soul is very excited. There is another part of the Dragon Soul nearby. Chen Shang said, Sister Xiao Jing, can you feel it? I'm going to search now. I will search in a large area. I don't know if this will affect the hidden whereabouts of the 6 God Mirror. Little Mirror said. Don't be afraid, just go search. I still can't determine the location of that part of the Dragon Soul, and I need to find it more accurately. Chen Shang only knew that part of the Dragon Soul was nearby through the Azure Dragon Slaughter Blade. It is difficult to accurately locate. The Qinglong Tumodao cannot guide Chen Shang to find that part of the Dragon Soul. Sister Xiao Jing began to search, but it didn't take long before she determined the location, and then controlled the 6 divine mirrors to fly to the location of the Dragon Soul. The 6 magic mirrors continued to dive, and the speed was very slow. The deeper the sea, the greater the pressure it would bear and the speed would slow down. After a long time, Chen Shang didn't know how long he had dived. In short, it was pitch black in all directions. If it is in the deep sea of other sea areas, there will be many sea beasts like giant mountains, and the deep sea in this sea area has always been quiet and not as dangerous as imagined. There are no sea beasts, this place is not particularly dangerous. Shen Junyi said, if it is the old sea beast, the strength is still very strong, it is difficult to kill. Is it because there is a door nearby, so no sea beast dared to approach? Guan Ying also looked around, it was terribly dark. No, we must be vigilant. Chen Zhang's expression suddenly became serious, and he said in a deep voice, it's not because of that door, but, this sea area is occupied by powerful sea beasts, this is the land of that sea beast. That's why there are no other sea beasts. Ah, then will we be discovered? Shen Junyi was slightly frightened, looked around and whispered, should we hide now? In the sea, no matter how hidden, there will be movement. Because we move in the water, some weak waves will be generated. Chen Shang said, if the sea beast is strong enough and has strong perception, then we should be early I was discovered. Even Guan Ying was a little scared at the moment. Because they are at a very deep seabed and very dark, this kind of place is not conducive to their fighting at all. Then, do we have any other way? Shen Junyi said with some worry, the huge sea beast, and there is such a large area of territory, if we are targeted, we will be in trouble. The flying shuttles of the Tianmao clan fell from the sky, and there are still so many, there must be a lot of movement, even if they are discovered, they will be discovered first. Guan Ying said, we shouldn't have to worry, right? No, there are a lot of Heavenly Nightmare clan, and the strength of the Heavenly Nightmare Imperial clan is not weak. The sea beasts can't offend them, maybe there is no past, but we are small shrimps in the eyes of the sea beasts, so maybe we will come to us directly. Shen Shang said. Just after he finished speaking, many red dots appeared in the distance. What is that? Guan Ying was stunned, and said in a deep voice, are they the eyes of a sea beast? It should be. The sea beast is very huge, far away from us, but we can see the red eyes of the sea beast, indicating that the size of the sea beast is far larger than we thought. After Chen Shang finished speaking, he took out the Baihu Jingyu fan, and then looked at the 18 red lights in the distance. It was a red dot just now, but it has now turned into a red light group, indicating that the sea beast is approaching at a very fast speed. What, do you want me to fight? Guan Ying is already ready to go out to fight, because she is the highest cultivation base here, even if she is not good at fighting, she can only go out. I want to play too. Shen Junyi said, after all, she is the queen of the demon soul. Even if she is afraid, she has to bite the bullet. At the beginning, their demon soul girl kingdom faced the 6 sacred gates, but they would be destroyed if they didn't, so in the end she could only choose to confront the 6 sacred gates. Not for the time being. Chen Shang held the Baihu Jingyu fan tightly, then stretched his hand out of the diaphragm of the shield of the 6 gods mirror, and slammed it into the distance. The white tiger stunned with a fan, shocked. This passed, whether in the deep sea or on the sea has become turbulent at this moment. World Defying Dan God Chapter 4328, Akira Tengen. Chen Shang was not easy to use the Baihu Jingyu fan, especially in the sea. To roll the sea, the energy required is even greater. If he hadn't collected enough energy from the 6 magic mirrors, he would have been drained at that moment. His body also shook and became very weak, mainly because of the energy needed just now, even his powerful body was almost torn apart. Shen Junyi and Guan Ying also found that Chen Shang was in a very bad state, and hurriedly went to support him. Little villain, what's wrong with you? Don't scare me. Shen Junyi hurriedly conveyed energy to Chen Shang. Master Shen, did you forcibly use some secret method just now? Your body seems to be broken by strong energy. Guan Ying was also investigating Chen Zhang's body, and found that the boy's body had a feeling of swelling. It's okay, we are temporarily safe now. Chen Shang was leaning against Shen Junyi's arms. The demon queen's figure was very hot. At this moment, she held Chen Shang tightly in her arms. I'll help young Master Shen heal. After Guan Ying finished speaking, she tore off Chen Zhang's upper body clothes. Seeing that Chen Zhang's chest was indeed cracked, she took out some magical medicine, put it on Chen Zhang's body, and then held it with both hands while inputting energy. Chen Shang didn't expect that the Baihu Jingyu fan was used in different environments, and the consumption was fixed. For example, when used under the deep sea, in order to roll a large amount of seawater, the consumption is very huge. At this moment, all kinds of turbulence were aroused in the deep sea. Even the super-large deep-sea behemoth was pushed far away by the slap just now, and it was impossible for a short time. The 6 gods mirror releases special bubbles under the control of Little Mirror's sister, which can easily travel through the turbulent deep ocean. What the **** did you do just now? How come you got hurt so badly? It was the first time that Shen Junyi and Shen Shang had been together for so long. It's not an injury, it's because I withstood too much energy. Chen Shang couldn't understand, shook his head and said, don't worry, my resilience is very strong, and I will recover soon. After speaking, he leaned on Shen Junyi and closed his eyes, breathing in the wild fragrance, and fell asleep in a daze. Little bad guy, Shen Junyi snorted when she saw Chen Shang sleeping soundly in her arms. Junyi, the fan that Mr. Shen just now is not easy. Guan Ying whispered. He just casually stirred up the sea in this sea area like this. It is estimated that Mr. Shen did not expect this to happen. The power of. He always has some great things. Shen Junyi nodded slightly, she had noticed just now. In fact, she had seen Chen Zhang's Baihu Jingyu fan several times, and every time Chen Shang used it, she had a strong aura. In her eyes, that fan should also be a very powerful artifact. Chen Shang is still very relieved that his sister Xiaojing controls the 6 magic mirrors. This time he is not only injured physically, but also his soul. Baihu Jingyu fan not only consumes energy, but also consumes soul power. Because this fan can transform astral power into a kind of mental oppression. This kind of mental oppression is equivalent to a soul attack, so those deep-sea monsters will not dare to come again in a short time. It is the aura of the white tiger beast, and the beasts are still very afraid of it. The 6 divine mirrors have been diving, and Sister Xiaojing can perceive the location of that part of the dragon's soul, and is accelerating. Under the deep ocean, there is a deep trench. The trench is not wide, and it is difficult for sea animals to get down. At this time, Chen Shang opened his eyes. His spirit was much better, but he was still lying on Shen Junyi's lap, pretending that he was weak. Are you better? Shen Junyi asked. It's a little better. Chen Shang nodded, looked at Shen Junyi's charming and glamorous face, and said, Junyi, I want to lie down again. Shen Junyi saw through Chen Zhang's mind at a glance. She knew that Chen Shang was no longer so weak, but she was still resting on her lap. Little villain, don't pretend, now it's a critical moment. Shen Junyi sighed lightly. Chen Shang could only sit up, looked around, and then controlled the 6 magic mirrors to emit strong light. He can now see stone walls on both sides, indicating that he has entered the depths of a trench. It's so deep. This kind of place shouldn't have that kind of space door. Chen Shang took out the Baihu Jingyu fan and looked at it, and said, next time I dare not use this thing in the sea, it's too dangerous. As Chen Shang said, he fanned himself with the Baihu Jingyu fan, seeing Guanying and Shen Junyi a little scared. Master Shen, you have already dived to a very deep position now. According to this depth, maybe it will be closer to the center of the earth. Guanying said. Did the dragon soul run to this place by himself? Under a trench, and there is no such huge space gate. That part of the killing red dragon soul lost contact when they ran here, indicating that it has nothing to do with the space gate. Chen Shang touched his nose. Right, I also felt very puzzled. Then what is it that trapped the dragon soul here, and also caused the dragon soul to lose contact with the deity? Could it be that the place we are going to, even if it is not the gate of the heavenly nightmare or space, is still full of danger? Shen Junyi looked around and said, and it's still under the deep sea. Sister Yingying and I are under the deep sea. There is no fighting power at all. You don't need to exert any combat power, just be responsible for healing me. Chen Shang said. If necessary, I have to take risks, just like just now. Without you, I would not dare to be so messy. If it hadn't been for Chen Shang to use the Baihu Jingyu fan to push back the behemoths of the deep sea, they still didn't know how long they would fight the sea beasts. As the 6 gods' mirror continued to dive, it was discovered that a faint light source appeared under the trench. Below is shining, Shen Junyi said in surprise. Is there something below? It's a kind of energy stone. Guanying said in surprise. There is such a thing in the depths of this trench. Is it the DZI or vein? Chen Shang asked quickly. No, it's something better than G beads, called Tianyuan Jing. Guanying was surprised. Why does Sanctuary have such a thing? Only God's domain has it. Can we take them all? Shen Junyi was also very excited, because she had heard of Tianyuanjing. What did the dragon soul do in such a place? Or is it that the dragon soul was caught? Chen Shang frowned. This place doesn't seem to be dangerous. After they dived to the luminous position, both walls were scattered with Tianyuan crystal mines. Yes, it's phoenix feather. Shen Junyi suddenly exclaimed. There is phoenix feather on the rock wall. Is it Zuying's feather? Chen Shang was suddenly worried. World Defying Dan God Chapter 4329, Phoenix Feather Suspicious Cloud. Chen Shang and the others carefully observed the 2 walls. There were indeed many giant red feathers. Although Zuying is a phoenix, in most cases, she acts in human form. If she is in the sea, she needs to act in human form even more. Generally, only when you encounter a very powerful enemy, you need to change your body to fight. In the deep sea, and still such a small space has transformed itself, then it means that there must be something very urgent and dangerous. Sister Zuying, what exactly did she encounter at that time? Shen Junyi was so anxious to death. As the 6 magic mirrors continued to dive, seeing more and more phoenix feathers, she became more and more worried. Zuying is an immortal phoenix, and also the Emperor Phoenix. Even if she encounters a very powerful enemy and is severely injured, with her strong resilience, she should be able to recover in a short time. Although Chen Shang said so, I am also full of worries in my heart. Now I only see phoenix feathers. There are so many feathers on the phoenix body. Although we can see a lot now, it is actually nothing compared to the huge body of the phoenix. Guanying comforted. Little Mirror's sister controlled the 6 magic mirrors and continued to dive, and Chen Zhang's heart became more and more nervous. She was worried that Zuying would encounter accidents, because when Zuying was on Chalong Island before, she had said that under the sea, hiding something terrible. At the place where he dived right now, the two walls are full of sparkling sky source crystals. Chen Shang had never heard of the existence of sky source crystals before. Now seeing the sky source crystals, he also knows that this kind of thing contains a lot of energy, far surpassing DZI beads. It could be said that there were so many sky source crystals they saw at this position, but Chen Shang had no intention of digging it up now. The main reason was that seeing a large number of phoenix feathers made his heart full of worries. He just wanted to find the clues left by Zuying quickly and see how Zuying is now. Sister Zuying will be fine. There will be nothing wrong. Shen Junyi murmured to herself, looking at her appearance, she was worried. Of course, she can become the Phoenix Emperor, she must have experienced a lot, and her own strength is also very strong, there must be nothing wrong. Chen Shang was also comforting himself. Hey, look, Guan Ying suddenly whispered, those phoenix feathers seem to be inside the Tianyuan crystal, like the phoenix feathers are already inside before the Tianyuan crystal is formed. Hearing that, Chen Shang also further observed that there were indeed some phoenix feathers inside the Tianyuan crystal, and at first glance, he knew that the Tianyuan crystal was already inside before it formed. It's true, why is it so? It should take a long time for the formation of Tianyuan crystal. Chen Shang also thought this matter was very strange. Tianyuan Jing Xiao said it would take 100,000 years, or even millions of years, to form, and Zuying could not have been here for such a long time. Isn't this Zuying's phoenix feather? Guan Ying said. Sister Yingying, is it possible for Tianyuan Yuanjing to be formed in a short period of time, such as tens of thousands of years? Shen Junyi hurriedly asked. As far as I know, there is no way to form such a large number of Tianyuan crystals in tens of thousands of years. Guan Ying shook his head and said, these Tianyuan crystals seem to be of high quality, so even more. It's impossible. After all, it takes a lot of energy to gather, and it takes a long time to transform into a heavenly source crystal. Do you want me to dig out a little bit? Also dig out a little bit of phoenix feathers. Maybe these phoenix feathers are not from Zuying. Chen Shang said. What puzzles me is that Aoshi universe was only born 100,000 years ago, but Sanctuary has already formed such high-quality heavenly source crystals. You know, most of the heavenly source crystals in God's territory are of very low quality. It's far worse than here. Guan Ying frowned slightly, with a face full of doubt. Yingying, something has been bothering me, maybe you can answer it for me. Chen Shang lowered his head in thought. What's the matter? Guan Ying asked. The Aoshi universe was only 100,000 years old, but there are so many huge stars. According to my cognition, the time that those huge stars formed in the universe is counted in hundreds of millions of years. Chen Shang was very confused about this. After seeing Tianyuan Jing at this time, he suddenly remembered this problem that has been plagued. This is the magic of Aoshi universe, so the Fate Soul 6 clan has always attached great importance to Aoshi universe. Guan Ying lowered his head and shook it gently. She was also quite puzzled about this. He pondered for a while, and said, actually this is also a problem that has troubled me for a long time. Even Guan Ying didn't know why Aoshi universe could nurture so many huge stars in such a short time. In that case, there are so many high-quality heavenly source crystals in this position where we are, and that makes sense. Chen Shang said, why did that part kill the red dragon soul come here? Is there something hidden here? The space gates of the heavenly nightmare universe leading to the Aoshi universe are all built in the Saint Profound Star. Could it be because there is something special hidden here? Shen Junyi said suddenly. Chen Shang looked at the phoenix feathers on the two walls and fell into contemplation. Those phoenix feathers seemed to be frozen in the heavenly source crystal, and he did not know how long they were trapped in the heavenly source crystal, and now they are still glowing red. Guangxia, as if still alive. Phoenix feathers' vitality is extremely powerful, and now it is absorbing the energy of the heavenly source crystal, so it can emit a glow of vitality. Master Shen, where are we going now? Are you really sure that the dragon soul is below? Guan Ying asked. It should be right down here. Chen Shang nodded. This is mainly because the little mirror sister can feel the existence of the dragon soul and control the 6 divine mirrors to sneak down. Shen Junyi was sitting on the 6 mirrors and hugging her knees, with a worried look. She gently pursed her mouth and said nothing, still thinking about Zuying. If Zuying really has any shortcomings, she would be very self-blame. Zuying would come to this place because she was commissioned by her to bring the vermilion bird's tender ribbon to Saint Profound Star. The phoenix feathers in the Tianyuan crystal on the two walls became more and more larger, and Shen Zhenyi was even more afraid to look at them, because in her eyes, those phoenix feathers were equivalent to Zuying's body. The six gods' mirror dived to a very deep place, and I don't know how long it took to dive, but finally stopped. In the process of diving to this position, there are a lot of phoenix feathers inside the sky source crystal on both walls. It might not be Zuying's phoenix feather, because there are too many, not just a phoenix. Chen Shang said. At this time, Sister Xiaojing told Chen Shang and said, "Brother, the dragon soul is nearby. You need to dig through the stone wall a certain distance to see that part of the dragon soul." World Defying Dan God Chapter 4330, Finally See the Dragon Soul. Sister Xiaojing pointed a direction to Chen Shang. Chen Shang looked at the stone wall, frowning. The stone walls here are all Tianyuan crystal mines, it is not easy to dig in. Yingying, is Tianyuan crystal mine easy to dig? I want to make a tunnel from here. Shen Yang pointed to the front, then looked at Guanying and asked. How long is the tunnel? Guanying shook her head, and did not answer Shen Shang clearly, and said, the quality of the Tianyuan crystals here is very high. After being condensed, it will affect the surrounding stones, so the stone walls here are all very sturdy. Then you can only try it. After Chen Shang finished speaking, he took out the Qinglong Tumodao. The six gods' mirror approached the shining stone wall, and Chen Shang stretched his hand out of the bubble film of the six gods' mirror, and then tightly held the Azure Dragon Slayer demon sword, infused with powerful force, and even used the energy of the six gods' mirror. He stabs the stone wall vigorously, bursting out a burst of white light, and a lot of broken stones are shot out, floating in the sea. Sure enough, it is very strong. It really takes a long time to open a very long tunnel. Chen Zhang's hand holding the knife felt a slight pain in his mouth. Need our help? Shen Zhenyi asked. I don't need it for the time being. These Tianyuan crystal mines are very strong. They don't have strong enough weapons to blast them away. Chen Shang shook his head and said, even if I use the Azure Dragon Slayer demon sword, it is difficult to dig a tunnel. Chen Shang decided to give up this method. He just slashed and felt pain in his hand. If he slashed continuously, it would not only consume a lot of money, but his arm would also be overwhelmed. This is the first time I have seen Tianyuan crystal mine of this quality, and I have never heard of Tianyuan crystal mine of this size. Guanying exclaimed. Generally speaking, high-quality Tianyuan Jing are in the core position of a large mine, but they are everywhere in this place. Chen Shang became more curious about this trench, a large number of phoenix feathers, a huge high-quality Tianyuan crystal mine. And this seems to have formed in a short period of time. The appearance of those phoenix feathers occurred earlier than these heavenly source crystal mines. Something must have happened here before that gave birth to this batch of Tianyuan crystal mines. Shen Shang said. Hey, there are so many Tianyuan crystal mines here, but it is difficult for us to mine them. If they are as easy to mine as DZI beads, it would be great. Shen Zhenyi looked at the sparkling Tianyuan crystal stone wall and sighed helplessly. The heavenly origin crystal is far more energy than the G bead, and it is naturally stronger than the G bead. With our strength in the sanctuary, it is really difficult to mine easily. Chen Shang said. Sister Yingying, how did your sixth fate soul race in other universes quickly mine sky source crystal? Guanying asked. We use brute force, for example, to catch some strong beasts, control these powerful beasts, and let them mine. Of course, our Tianyuan crystal mines are not as strong as here. Guanying said. Shen Zhenyi was sitting on the six gods' mirror, looking at the pit that Chen Shang had just cut out, and at the phoenix feather inside, her eyes suddenly lit up. Little bad guy, do you think these phoenix feathers can be detonated? Shen Zhenyi also had a whim, and said a little excitedly, maybe Phoenix deliberately placed a large number of phoenix feathers in this place. The phoenix feather detonates, so that you can quickly dig out the heavenly source crystal. Hearing what Shen Zhenyi said, Shen Shang and Guanying couldn't help but froze, because it was indeed possible. In this way, it is not that there are phoenixes who were injured in battle here, but that these phoenixes know that in the future, such a large-scale high-quality Tianyuan crystal mine will be formed, so they deliberately left a large number of phoenix feathers here. Zhang's star-like eyes also suddenly flashed with light. Then how do we detonate phoenix feather? Guanying asked. Shen Zhenyi frowned and thought, then looked at Chen Shang. Zhenyi, you took out the Suzaku tenderness silk, maybe you used this to detonate. Chen Shang said quickly. Shen Junny immediately took out the Suzaku tenderness silk, and then controlled the fiery red tenderness ribbon to touch the phoenix feathers inside the Tianyuanjing on the wall. It seems that I can inject energy into it. It's amazing. Why does Suzaku tenderness have this ability? After Shen Junny finished speaking, she tried. There was a violent flash. Where there was a phoenix rain just now, a very violent blast occurred immediately. The 6 magic mirrors were also shaken by a powerful shock wave. It's effective. Shen Junny was very excited, and said, this may be arranged by Zuying. At this time, Chen Shang used his powerful divine consciousness to control the sky source crystals that had been blasted out and put them into the 6 divine mirrors. Great, we can get a lot of sky source crystals like this. Guan Ying was also very happy, and said, Master Shen, can you show me those sky source crystals just now? Chen Shang immediately took out the heavenly source crystals from the 6-dimensional mirrors, there were many pieces, and placed them on the 6-dimensional mirrors. Shen Junny and Guan Ying each took a small piece and placed it in their hands to observe carefully. This is Tianyuan crystal, why can't I absorb the internal energy? Shen Junny asked in confusion. That's because your Dao Yuan Jing is not familiar with this energy, which means that Dao Yuan Jing's cultivation is not enough. Guan Ying said. For example, in the environment of God's domain, the Dao Yuan Jing cultivated can absorb the sky. The energy of the source crystal. Chen Shang asked Sister Xiaojing to try to see if the 6 magical mirrors could absorb the energy of Tianyuanjing. Sister Xiaojing tried it, but the 6 magic mirrors could not absorb the energy of the Tianyuanjing. This made Chen Shang quite disappointed. He thought that the heavenly source crystal could replace the G beads and become the energy supplement of the 6 god mirrors, and even make the 6 god mirrors explode with more powerful power. But he firmly believes that there must be a way to absorb Tianyuan Jing. Let's not talk about this, let's blast through a tunnel. Chen Shang said. The dragon soul is not far away. Shen Junny went on to detonate the phoenix feathers, and soon he could dig a tunnel into it. After entering, Chen Shang sealed the entrance of the cave to prevent the water from flowing in, so that under the deep-sea trench, there was a cave-like space. It would be great if we could absorb the energy of the heavenly origin crystal, and then practice in this place. Shen Junny kept detonating the phoenix feather, while Chen Shang used the 6 divine mirrors as a shield to withstand the impact of the explosion. Many of the fragments exploded, most of which were sky source crystals, were collected by Chen Shang in the 6 god mirrors. After tossing for several hours, they finally saw that part of the dragon soul. What shocked them was that this part of killing the red dragon soul was entwined with something that was emitting black arrogance, and they didn't know what it was. In short, it seemed very dangerous. Do you like this site? Donate here. World Defying Dan God Chapter 4331, Dangerous Phoenix. Chen Shang and the others now saw the killing of the Scarlet Dragon Soul, although it was only a small part, but it was very powerful, which shows how terrifying the complete killing of the Scarlet Dragon Soul is. The Crimson Incomplete Dragon Soul is entwined with a large group of black chi, as if it is sealing something. Even if it's just a broken dragon soul, if it is entangled, it will be crushed by its powerful power, and the black thing has been entangled for many years, but it still exists. Let's be more cautious, Shen Junny exhorted. The previous situation hasn't been figured out yet. If we rush over, it will be very dangerous. Of course I know. Chen Shang made the 6 divine mirrors smaller, then irradiated the killing red dragon soul, and asked Sister Xiaojing to investigate the situation. Chen Shang had already held the Azure Dragon Slayer Demon Sword in his hand, and he could clearly sense the slaying Crimson Dragon Soul through the Azure Dragon Slayer Demon Sword. The Azure Dragon Slayer Demon Sword is also emitting a blue-red light. However, there was no movement in the killing of the red dragon soul, and it remained in the state it was just now, continuing to entangle the group of black things. The black air mass was about 2 people tall, not too big or too small, bursting out bursts of black arrogance, exuding an aura of danger and destruction. Anything to find? Guan Ying asked. No, Chen Shang shook his head. Sister Xiaojing has been very serious to investigate, but she can't find anything. She is also trying to communicate with the dragon soul, but she has not succeeded. What do we do then? Did we just go to the dragon soul like this? Shen Junny shook her head as soon as she finished speaking, and then said, we can't go there. That thing is too dangerous. The ghost knows what will happen. If you really want to come in contact with him, only Chen Shang dare to go, but this will definitely be very dangerous. No hurry, let's wait patiently. Chen Shang said. we have experienced so much before we came here, so it's not too late. Yes, the dragon soul has been isolated from the outside world for so long. We must figure out the situation. Guan Ying also nodded. Otherwise, what happened to this dangerous dragon soul entering the Azure Dragon Demon Slayer sword, will cause very serious consequences. Chen Shang also has concerns in this regard. The dragon soul within the Azure Dragon Slaughter Demon Blade is also resonating with the dragon soul at this moment. The blade was shining with light, and the frequency of the flickering of the dragon soul in the front was exactly the same. From this, it is certain that there is indeed a connection between the dragon souls, but it is not yet able to merge. You help me protect the law, I will go to the Chelong girl. Chen Shang said. Ask her if there is any way to perfectly recover the dragon soul that has been separated from her for many years. Before killing Chelong, she told Chen Shang that this part of the dragon soul was separated by her to explore under the Kanglan Sea, and then lost contact. After so many years, if you want this part of the dragon soul to reintegrate back, you must be involved in killing the red dragon. No problem, leave it to us. Shen Junyi said. Chen Shang let the 6 magic mirrors zoom in, then sat on the 6 magic mirrors, and entered the soul abyss of the dragon soul within the Azure Dragon Slaughter Demon Sword. Although it was the last experience, it took a lot of time and energy for Chen Shang to connect with the consciousness of killing Chelong this time. What makes Chen Shang feel unbelievable is that it is actually harder for him to find the consciousness of killing Chelong this time than last time. It took longer than the last time, and he didn't know why. Sister Chelong, Sister Chelong. Chen Shang could only make strong waves of consciousness in the soul abyss. This is very exhausting, but Chen Shang has no choice but to find the consciousness of killing the Chelong as soon as possible through this method. After using this method for a while, he finally saw a faint red light spot in the abyss of soul. Brother, brother, killing Chelong also shouted happily, you finally came to me again. Little girl, it's harder to find you this time than last time. Chen Shang breathed a sigh of relief, he thought something had happened to killing Chelong. Brother, it's mainly because I felt the remnant souls that I sent out to the Kanglanhai before, so I am trying to awaken those remnants. Killing Chelong said, I don't know why, no matter how I tried it, I failed. I came to you just for this. Chen Shang briefly talked about the external situation. When Chen Shang talked about a large number of high-quality Tianyuan crystals, killing Chelong was amazed, because she also knew what high-quality Tianyuan crystals meant. But when Chen Shang finished talking about the specific situation, killing Chelong was silent. Brother, Saint Profound Star is weird. There must be some secret hidden. Killing Chelong said solemnly, you must stay away from Saint Profound Star as soon as possible. The farther you go, the better, don't get involved, go now. Then how? Chen Shang said. I can't leave, I have to figure out the situation here. The entire sanctuary will face a major crisis, and the source is Saint Profound Star. Okay, you really won't listen to me. If you really listen to me, then you are not your elder brother. Killing Chelong also knew Chen Shang very well, sighed, and said, then what to do now, is to wake up those dragon souls so that I can re-establish contact. How to wake up? Chen Shang said, I can't wake up now, is it because of the mysterious thing that is entangled? It should be. When some of the remnant souls don't focus on that group of things, they will perceive the Azure Dragon Slaughter Demon Sword, and then I will be able to re-establish contact. Killing Chelong said, go boldly. Get that bunch of stuff, I will help you. Okay, I will do it now. Chen Shang said, and then withdrew from the soul abyss of killing the Chelong. After he woke up, Shen Junyi told him that 2 days have passed. 2 days? Chen Shang asked in surprise. Master Shen, what are we going to do next? Guan Ying asked, I feel that we can't stay here for long. Chen Shang held the Azure Dragon Slayer demon knife, and walked to the black air mass, and said, I want to help the dragon soul free. As long as the dragon soul is still entangled with this thing, there is no way to re-establish contact. After finishing speaking, he waved his broad knife and slashed at the black air mass. This knife is not very powerful, but the blade is shining with strong blue light. The burst of sword energy directly tore the black thing apart. The black air instantly dissipated, and I saw a beautiful woman with a crystal clear body, curled up in the black air mass, her eyes closed, and she was sleeping. The woman has long silver gray hair, and this long hair that dances with black is like a silver gray phoenix feather. Seeing the beautiful face of the woman, Shen Junyi shouted in surprise, it's Sister Zuying. What happened to Zuying? Chen Shang was also shocked, because Zhu Ying had changed a lot, not what he was familiar with before, and full of dangers. How does she feel dangerous? Shen Zhenyi was also full of fear for Zhu Ying sleeping in front of her. At this time, that part of the incomplete killing Crimson Dragon Soul began to flicker quickly, and then slowly drifted towards the Azure Dragon Slayer Demon Sword. World Defying Dan God Chapter 4332, Magic Knife Transformation. I'll go over and take a look. Shen Zhenyi hurriedly walked over and took out a robe. She walked over, hugged Zhu Ying's beautiful body, checked it carefully, and there were no other injuries, and then wrapped Zhu Ying's body with a robe. How is she? Did you check out anything? Chen Shang asked. Shen Zhenyi walked over with Zhu Ying and shook her head. I can't find out anything, you can take a look. Wait, Chen Shang put the Azure Dragon Slaughter Demon Sword on the ground and said, wait until the dragon soul enters the blade body and merges, I don't know what will happen. After the dragon soul entered the Azure Dragon Slayer Demon Sword, something unexpected happened to Chen Shang. A black hard shell appeared on the outside of the blade. It didn't take long before the entire knife was wrapped in a thick black hard shell. What's going on? Chen Shang looked at the Qinglong 2 magic knife on the ground, and then took out the 6 magic mirrors and smashed it a few times, but it couldn't break the black hard shell. It should be about to evolve. Guan Ying said. I have just sensed that the dragon soul contains very powerful energy. That kind of energy should have been in this environment all the year round, absorbing a large number of heavenly source crystals. Within the Azure Dragon Slaughter Demon Sword, it will help the magic sword to evolve. At this time, the Azure Dragon Demon Slayer's sword wrapped in a black shell suddenly shook, and then golden mist drifted from all directions. It's the energy of the heavenly source crystal. Guan Ying said in surprise. The Azure Dragon Slayer Demon Blade is quickly absorbing the energy of the heavenly source crystal. It seems that part of the dragon soul came to this place and mastered the method of absorbing the energy of the heavenly source crystal. Chen Shang was a little surprised, and said, maybe I can use the Azure Dragon Slayer Demon Sword to absorb the heavenly source crystal in the future. This is too fast to absorb the energy of the heavenly origin crystal. Guan Ying became more shocked as she watched, and said, in the 6th Fate Soul race, it is difficult to achieve this absorption speed, and various methods are required. So, don't we have to stay in this place for a while? But it's dangerous here, Shen Zhenyi said. The Azure Dragon Slaughter Demon Sword needs to absorb the heavenly origin crystal to evolve. We will not be able to go for a while. Can you dig out a lot of Tianyuan Jing? Or we'll stay for a while, anyway, the danger hasn't come. Chen Shang had planned to take away the dragon soul before, and then left immediately. But right now, the Azure Dragon Slaughter Demon Knife needs to absorb a lot of energy from the Sky Source Crystal. Well, just stay for a while. Guan Ying nodded and said, let's see what's going on with Zhu Ying next. Is she still a phoenix? Shen Zhenyi looked at Chen Shang and said with some worry, I can't see. Is her phoenix body already destroyed, and then she can only reshape her human body? Let me see. Chen Shang opened his mind, checked carefully, and frowned. She is still a phoenix. But the Dao Yuanjing in her body is weird. From the perspective of her Dao Yuanjing's cultivation base, she only has the cultivation base of the Holy Venerable Realm. Shen Zhenyi shook her head and said, but it shouldn't be. Zhu Ying was very strong back then. With her qualifications, she could enter the realm of God long ago. Understand. So you suspect that she was born again? Chen Shang said. But the quality of her Dao Yuan Jing is indeed not particularly outrageous. At this moment, Chen Zhang's eyes suddenly opened wide. What he discovered. Something's wrong. Wait, Chen Shang took a breath. What did you find? When Shen Zhenyi saw Chen Zhang's reaction, she asked anxiously, is it a bad situation? Shi Dao Yuanjing, may be formed by the power of Heavenly Nightmare. Chen Shang frowned. She has been absorbing the power of Heavenly Nightmare. Huh. Guan Ying was shocked. Could it be that she gave up the Dao Yuanjing she had previously cultivated, and then retrained Dao Yuanjing with the power of Heavenly Nightmare? Why did she do this? Shen Zhenyi looked around and said, this is Phoenix Yu, is it hers? But that's too much. We can only know the answer when she wakes up. Chen Shang said, her soul is very powerful. I will try to see if we can wake her up. Why does Zhu Ying fall asleep? Shen Zhenyi looked at Zhu Ying's beautiful face, and then kissed her on the forehead. It may be her cultivation method. Chen Shang said. But she did fall asleep too deeply, and the movement is so loud, she hasn't woke up yet. Hurry up and wake her up. Shen Zhenyi hurriedly said, I'm worried that she is cursed, or sealed up. Curse? It is indeed possible. Guan Ying nodded and said, if it is the curse of the sixth clan of life and soul, it can make the powerful soul stay awake for a long time. Chen Shang immediately began to enter the depths of Zhu Ying's soul by contacting the consciousness of killing the red dragon soul. It didn't take long for him to retreat, then he looked horrified. What's wrong? Shen Junyi asked anxiously. Her soul abyss is sealed off. Shen Shang said with a solemn expression, it is not a curse, but a very clever technique. Someone attacked her with a talisman, directly into her soul. Ah, who is it? Shen Junyi was worried to death, and said, is there a way to solve it? This method is very clever. After Zhu Ying was hit, she should have not noticed it at first. Later, she was practicing in retreat and fell asleep, but her consciousness was closed in the abyss of soul. Chen Shang said, her consciousness cannot break through the abyss of soul. Come out, then you will never wake up. This method should come from the Sixth Life and Soul clan. Guan Ying said, it's not our Kun clan. Young Master Shen, please take a closer look and see if there are other discoveries. Chen Shang went to investigate again, this time he made new discoveries. There are two chaotic forces entangled in her soul abyss, black and white. Chen Shang said. The power of the yin and yang in the sixth fate of souls should be created by the yin and yang together. Guan Ying said. Shen Gongzi, I don't understand these, but I think you should be able to break it. Open this kind of thing, after all, this is not a curse. Yin and yang, Shen Shang said. Then I will try it. At this time, Sister Xiao Jing suddenly said to Chen Shang, brother, let me come. Sister Xiao Jing, that is the abyss of soul, a little complicated. Chen Shang said, I am worried that it will hurt Zhu Ying's soul. The 6 ways of Tai Chi of the 6 magic mirrors can mobilize the 2 forces of yin and yang. Little Jing said, I have been studying before, I think I can try. That's okay. Chen Shang also knew that Sister Xiao Jing's soul was also very powerful. Brother, I don't act on my own, I want your soul to cooperate. Little Mirror said, this will be safer. Okay, let's join hands together. Chen Shang also thought that this would be safer. If there is any accident, he can protect Zhu Ying's soul with all his strength. World Defying Dan God Chapter 4333, Soul Abyss Seal. Chen Shang asked Shen Junyi to put Zhu Ying on the 6 mirrors. The mirror face of the 6 gods is facing upwards, and then it becomes a lot bigger. 6 Tai Chi arrays appear on the mirror surface. In addition to the yin and yang Pisces pattern, the 6 Tai Chi arrays also have 6 different colors swirling around the outer circle. Shen Junyi was watching by the side, and she felt that this mirror was not simple. She had followed Chen Shang these days and knew that this mirror was against the sky, but now she still felt that she had underestimated the terrible part of this mirror. Chen Shang was beside him, with one hand gently placed on Zhu Ying's forehead. Start. Chen Shang and Sister Xiao Jing are connected with each other and communicate with each other with their spiritual knowledge. Soon, Chen Shang was in the depths of Zhu Ying's soul and saw Sister Xiao Jing. This surprised him very much, because Sister Xiao Jing could transform her body into Zhu Ying's soul. Chen Shang is in the soul of others, and only consciousness can get in. Sister Xiao Jing can turn his consciousness into a cute little girl. Even he, for the first time, feels that Sister Xiao Jing's soul is so powerful. Brother, I will break the seal later. You are here to protect me. Sister Xiao Jing said seriously, I seem to have unsealed this seal before. Is it? Chen Shang was secretly shocked that Sister Xiao Jing actually had such an experience. It can be seen that when she was following the Chuangdao Divine Master, she had fought against the 6 clan of life and soul many times. I don't remember the specific details, but I had this feeling in my subconscious mind. I should be able to successfully unblock it. Little Jing said, I will be in danger during the unblocking process, so I need my brother to protect it. Quote, Sister Jing, your soul is so strong, you can transform your consciousness into the depths of Zhu Ying's soul. Chen Shang exclaimed. Brother, I couldn't do it before, but I can do it now, do you know why? Sister Xiao Jing floated in front, heading to the Zhu Ying soul abyss. Why, did you become stronger during this period of time? Chen Shang asked. It's becoming stronger, all because of my brother's influence. My brother's soul is strong, and my soul can be strong too, but my brother can't feel it. Sister Xiao Jing said. Chen Shang knew that his strength could affect the 6 god mirrors, but he didn't know that it would make Sister Xiao Jing's soul stronger, even stronger than him. How should I say? My soul strength should be the strength of my own soul, plus the strength of each soul, so how can it be stronger than my brother? Sister Xiaojing thought for a while and said, but well, brother too. I can use my astral power, but my brother hasn't fully mastered it yet. When we master it later, our astral strength will be the same. It can still be like this. Chen Shang can indeed borrow the power of the 6 magic mirrors, but the soul power of the little mirror sister is very limited. Now, listening to Sister Xiaojing say this, she can fully borrow the power of the other's soul. Before long, the consciousness of Chen Shang and Sister Xiaojing came to the entrance of Zuying's soul abyss. I saw it, Sister Xiaojing said. A familiar seal, I'm about to start right away. After speaking, 6 Tai Chi formations appeared at the feet of Sister Xiaojing, and then fell from a high altitude and plunged into the abyss of soul. At this time, Zuying's soul abyss suddenly appeared with 2 layers of black and white energy walls, which were 2 barriers. Within Zuying's soul, a violent soul fluctuation broke out. Not yet, have to continue. Sister Xiaojing jumped again, and then gathered the strength of the 6 Tai Chi arrays under her feet, and when she fell, she stepped heavily on the yin-yang barrier. Chen Zhang's consciousness was watching from the side, and he couldn't help much, but he believed that Sister Xiaojing would succeed. For a long time, Sister Xiaojing is very good at breaking through various barrier formations and seals, and at the same time she can also arrange these. It's just that this time it was done in the depths of the soul. Brother, I have to repeat it many times, you have to pay attention to the surroundings. Sister Xiaojing warned. I see, Chen Shang has been paying attention, because Sister Xiaojing said before that she might be attacked. Sure enough, after Sister Xiaojing repeated it more than 10 times, suddenly there were multiple black and white energy rushing from all directions. Don't think about the past. Chen Shang condensed powerful spiritual consciousness, locked those energy groups, and then broke them one by one. Sure enough, there will be power to stop it. Chen Shang was secretly surprised, and said to Sister Xiaojing, Sister Jing, what happened just now? This kind of attack is part of the seal. Little Jing said, brother, there will be many times. People who can put this kind of seal on Zuying should have a good relationship with Zuying, because this process requires a lot of for a long time, she didn't notice it. Zuying had contact with the guys of the Fate and Soul 6 clan. Chen Shang gritted his teeth and said, damn, what kind of guy is it? I must get it out. As Sister Xiaojing said, that kind of attack reappeared immediately. It was all aimed at Sister Xiaojing, it should be the self-protection of the seal to prevent others from breaking the seal. And Chen Shang easily stopped them all. It's not very strong, this kind of attack seems meaningless. Chen Shang said. This seal's self-defense counterattack is too weak, isn't it more powerful yet to come? That's because my brother's soul is too strong. And Zuying's soul itself is not weak, so my brother can use a stronger soul power in Zuying's soul. Little Jing said, brother, there won't be any behind. It's stronger. Just hold on and don't let those counterattacks harass me. Okay, Chen Shang understood, his soul was too strong, so he felt that the defensive counterattack was too weak. In fact, it is true. He has never had an accurate concept of how strong his soul is. In short, he encountered many powerful souls, but in the end they couldn't compare to him. Sister Xiaojing seemed to have repeated it thousands of times before finally breaking through the barrier that sealed Zuying's soul abyss. During this process, Chen Shang also blocked hundreds of such attacks, all very easily. It's done. Sister Xiaojing was also very happy, showing a sweet and warm smile and said, brother, let's go out. Her consciousness is still very weak, and she will recover soon after she comes out. Good. Chen Shang immediately went out with Sister Xiaojing. After going out, Chen Shang opened his eyes, looked at Shen Zhenyi and Guan Ying, and asked, nothing happened, right? How long has it passed? It's not too long, it's just the past 7 days. Guan Ying said, Master Shen, your knife hasn't moved at all. Chen Shang looked at the Qinglong 2 demon knife, and the black shell on the outside did not crack, which made him a little headache. Little villain, how is Sister Zuying? Shen Zhenyi hurriedly hugged Chen Zhang's arm and asked. I'll wake up soon. Chen Shang picked up the Azure Dragon Slaughter Demon sword and sighed, what the asterisk is going on? It's been so long, and it no longer absorbs the energy of the heavenly origin crystal. Master Shen, don't you know that this knife has absorbed a lot of the energy of the heavenly origin crystal? The energy of the heavenly origin crystal gathered around is so dense that it condenses into mist. Guan Ying said. me and Junny they were all wrapped in the mist of Tianyuanjing and their bodies became much stronger. World Defying Dan God Chapter 4334, Nightmare Sword God. This kind of thing happened. What about me? Did the aura of Tianyuanjing envelop my body? Why didn't I feel stronger? Chen Shang quickly felt his body, and did not become much stronger. Master Shen, we don't know what's going on. Your body seems to repel the aura of Tianyuanjing. Guanying gently shook her head. Yeah, I also specially drove the very strong Tianyuanjing Qi on you, but it just won't get on you. Shen Junny curled her lips and said, did you do too many bad things? So Tianyuan does the crystal air repel you? What? Chen Shang waved his hand quickly, I'm a good person. There must be a reason for this. Chen Shang couldn't figure out what was going on now, so he could only wait for Zuying to wake up. Master Shen, you'd better check the Azure Dragon Slayer demon knife carefully to see if anything has changed. Guanying said, it's been so long, so logically speaking, there should be some movement. Chen Shang also checked carefully, but found nothing, it was still wrapped in a very strong black shell. Forget it, wait until Zuying wakes up. Chen Shang didn't move Zuying, so she continued to lie on the 6 magic mirrors. Did Shen Junny touch Zuying's face? It can be seen that she cares about this good sister very much. After all, she is one of the few good friends who loves her sister. So whenever she thinks that Zuying and Shen Shang have such a good relationship, she feels uncomfortable. After half a day passed, Zuying's eyelashes trembled, and then slowly opened her eyes. Sister Zuying, Sister Zuying. Shen Junny hurriedly held Zuying's hand and shouted happily, it's me, I am the queen of the demon soul, the little demon. Yao Yao Mei. Shui Ying opened her eyes dimly, looking at Shen Junny with confusion. Yeah, do you remember me? Shen Junny was a little worried that Zuying would lose her memory. Of course I remember. You, the curse of the demon soul star territory is lifted. After Zuying opened her eyes wide, she gradually revealed joy, and clenched Shen Junny's hands. No, my soul came out to be reborn. Shen Junny smiled and said, I also got the eggs of the Suzaku Tenderness Silk, and the little Suzaku Tenderness Silk, thank you Sister Zuying for helping me hide the Suzaku Tenderness Silk. All good sisters, thank you. It's great to see you still, I thought. I will be alone in the sanctuary. Zuying knelt down on the 6 mirrors, then hugged Shen Junny, the voices very gentle. Shen Junny was so happy that she said, I'm glad to see Sister Zuying again. This is. Zuying looked at Guanying and frowned slightly. She belongs to the 6th clan of Life Soul. He is a friend of the little villain. After Shen Junny finished speaking, she looked at Chen Shang and said, this is the little villain, do you know him? Zuying looked at Chen Shang and felt familiar, but couldn't remember for a while. I don't seem to know him, but I feel very familiar. Damn little villain, you didn't know Zuying. Shen Junny bared her teeth to Chen Shang. I'll just say, how could Zuying know you? Then, Zuying looked at the 6 sacred mirrors under her seat, then trembled all over, and quickly reached out and touched the mirror surface. This is. Zuying saw the 6 magic mirrors, and the 6 magic mirrors were still so peaceful, she immediately thought of who the young man was. Shen Shang. Zuying suddenly yelled, and then rushed over, pushing Chen Shang down on the ground, crying loudly. Shen Junny felt jealous when she saw this scene, because Zuying was more excited to see Chen Zhang's reaction than she was. Don't cry, am I okay? Chen Shang smiled and said, Zuying, it's nice to see you still, you must have experienced a lot in these years. You finally came out. I waited for you for a long time. I thought I would never be able to wait for you again. Shui Ying still cried. How could you not be able to wait for me? Chen Shang chuckled lightly, touched her face, and said, I saw Rushui too, she is fine. She came to me. That's good. She really found you. Shui Ying also wiped away her tears, showing a beautiful smile. Sister Zuying, it turns out that you know each other. Shen Junny bit her lip lightly and whispered, I called him to be a little villain. Will you be angry with me? No, because he was a little villain. Shui Ying covered her mouth and smiled lightly. Chen Shang, are you still the same? Have you ever bullied Yao Yao Mei? No. Chen Shang curled his lips and said, Zuying, after I am reborn, I will be a new person. I am a good person in my life. Impossible. Zuying chuckled. You can't bet good people, little bad guys. Hate. Chen Shang muttered. Sure enough, He is a little badass. I think people are always very accurate. Shen Junyi's mouth turned up slightly, and smiled. Zuying, what have you experienced? A lot more beautiful than before. By the way, Zuying, what is going on? Chen Shang asked with a straight face. It's a long story. Zuying looked around, sighed, and sighed. It's not easy for you to find here. I really admire you. Are these phoenix feathers all yours? Chen Shang asked. It's all mine. Zuying nodded. I have faded many times, so I have accumulated so many phoenix feathers. Before the Tianyuan Jing has condensed, can you predict that the Tianyuan Jing will come out? Guan Ying asked curiously. This is Guan Ying. Although he belongs to the Kun clan, he is now a good friend of mine. Chen Shang said, trustworthy. Hello beauty. Zuying smiled at Guan Ying. Zuying, hello. Guan Ying also politely smiled. My phoenix feather was indeed released before the Tianyuan crystal was condensed. Zuying said, because someone told me that I did this. Yes. Is it the creator of God? Chen Shang asked. It's not him. Shui Ying shook her head. Creative Tao God Lord asked me to go to God's domain quickly, but because I met that person, I stayed here. Who? Chen Shang asked. Do I know it? You don't know him. He is from the Heavenly Nightmare Universe, and is an old grandfather. He said he was in the Heavenly Nightmare Universe and was called the Heavenly Nightmare Sword God. As for how far back, I don't know. Zuying said. He said that he likes Aoshi Universe very much and does not want to be destroyed. He knows that there will be a lot of sky source crystals forming here. Chen Shang asked. Yeah, Zuying nodded and said, the reason why these heavenly source crystals can be formed is planned by the Nightmare Orcs. By the way, have you heard about the Nightmare Universe? Understand one or two? Chen Shang simply said what they knew. The heavenly Nightmare Orcs will come over from the nearby gate, and then these heavenly source crystals can provide them with great help. Zuying said, the heavenly nightmare sword god asked me to destroy it, and try not to let them gain a lot of Tianyuan crystal. World Defying Dan God Chapter 4335, Beast Door Open. Zuying, can you contact the heavenly nightmare sword god now? Chen Shang asked. He seems to know many things. I can't get in touch, he is a very trustworthy senior. Zuying sighed softly. I also hope to see him again, but he is probably already in a catastrophe. I just don't know if he can get through it. The large number of sky source crystals under this sea area was originally created by the Nightmare Orcs, but this shocked Chen Shang and the others even more. The Heavenly Nightmare Orcs, how did they create so many high-quality heavenly source crystals? Guan Ying frowned and said, did they master some secret method? But it's impossible. This kind of high-quality heavenly source crystal is rare. This is the peculiarity of Saint Profound Star. The center of the earth of Saint Profound Star is mainly composed of Tianyuan crystal magma. As for why this happens, I don't know now. Shui Ying shook her head and said, the center of the earth is very special, especially in the center of the earth. Even the heavenly nightmare sword god does not know what is going on there. Okay, it seems we have to go to the center of the earth. If the nightmare orcs control the center of the earth, it will be very unfavorable for us. Chen Shang said. Then how to destroy the sky source crystal here? Is it to detonate Phoenix Feather? Shen Junyi asked. It can only be done like this. I detonate a large number of Phoenix Feathers, and then a large wave will be set off on the bottom of the sea, and a large number of heavenly origin crystals will fall in the Kanglan Sea. Zuying said. In this way, they even think about it. It is also very difficult to obtain Tianyuan Jing, it will take a long time to collect. Can they use the magma in the center of the earth again to create a large number of them? Guan Ying looked at the sky source crystal in her hand and said, to create such a high-quality sky source crystal in a short time, then the source must also contain energy. No, the center of the earth is different now. The sky source crystal here is also formed by absorbing the energy of the sanctuary, and it takes a long time. Zuying said. Anyway, it's the right thing to destroy this place. Chen Shang said. When the time comes, I will also get some sky source crystals by the way. There are too many sky source crystals, and they are very strong, even Chen Shang can't take all the sky source crystals away. Therefore, only Zuying's plan could be implemented to blow up all the source crystals here, spread the source crystals through the turbulent sea, and increase the difficulty for the nightmare orcs to obtain the source crystals. Zuying, are you sealed by the sixth fate of soul? Chen Shang said, that is a very clever seal. Yes.
Those two guys, they belong to the Yin and Yang clan. Zhu Ying gritted her teeth and said, I trust them so much. I will not let them go. Yin and Yang, it's best not to let me meet them, Chen Shang said, and then silently remembered this account. In fact, as long as it is the 6 life soul races, they are all his enemies. Sister Zhu Ying, where is the Suzaku tenderness? Shen Junyi asked. I went to the heavenly nightmare universe. Zhu Ying said with guilt when she said this, I blame me for being bad, let the Suzaku tenderness fall into the heavenly nightmare universe. It's okay, Chen Shang touched her face and said, Suzaku Rukingsi will definitely come back, I believe. What I didn't expect was that killing Scarlet Dragon Soul would find me here. And protect me, Zhu Ying said, it seems that she knew killing Scarlet Dragon Soul was always with her. Something happened, Chen Shang suddenly shouted. There is a faint shock coming. The door is open, Shui Ying said solemnly, the heavenly nightmare door is open, those guys. Zhu Ying, are there other things hidden near this place? Chen Shang always felt that there were other things here. Yes, Zhu Ying said, however, that place is too dangerous. Near the heavenly nightmare beast gate, there is a huge heavenly nightmare altar, sealed with a thing, which was left there by the Lord of Creation. What is being sealed? Chen Shang asked hurriedly. I don't know, Zhu Ying shook her head. However, there is no need to go now because it is too dangerous. No, I want to take it away. Chen Shang said, I can go and see it. First detonate the Tianyuan crystal mine here. Zhu Ying said, the violent sea is about to begin. Should we float up, or detonate here? Chen Shang asked. We all work together to make this place bigger. Zhu Ying said, it's a bit narrow, not enough for me to release the transmission array. Chen Shang and the others immediately started to dig a little bigger, enough for Zhu Ying to release a formation. After the detonation, send it up immediately. Zhu Ying said, I planned it a long time ago. Originally, I planned to detonate in advance, but I didn't expect to be sealed by the guys of the Fated Soul 6th clan. Those would secretly help. Nightmare orcs. We are teleporting to the surface of the sea, how do we get the sky source crystal? Chen Shang felt a pity, because his Azure Dragon Slayer demon knife can absorb the energy of the sky source crystal. Don't worry about Tianyuan Jing. A large number of Tianyuan Jing will float in every corner of the Kanglan Sea. Zhu Ying smiled and patted Chen Zhang's face, and said, our plan is to prevent the heavenly nightmare orcs. It is easy to obtain, otherwise they will start to develop with this crystal mine, they will completely crush everything. Okay, Chen Shang was still thinking about how to quickly collect it through the 6 magic mirrors. I'm going to start, all in the teleportation array. Zhu Ying has already jumped onto the teleportation disc. Shen Junyi and Guan Ying also quickly followed. Chen Shang looked at the Tianyuan crystal mines around him very reluctantly, and then walked into the battle. Yao Yaomei, give me the little Suzaku tenderness silk. Zhu Ying said, even if it is me, I have to use the versus tenderness silk to detonate. This is what I set up. It is to prevent others from having the opportunity to mess around. Quote. Here, Shen Junyi handed it over immediately. Zhu Ying wrapped Suzaku's tenderness silk around her hands, and then chanted the spell silently. The teleportation disc under her feet constantly fluctuated, seeming to transmit the energy and spells of Suzaku's tenderness silk out in spatial fluctuations. What a clever technique, Chen Shang secretly exclaimed. He suspected that the heavenly nightmare sword god helped make it out. After a while, Zhu Ying returned Suzaku tenderness to Shen Junyi and said, let's go. After speaking, the formation disc started to teleport, and they were teleported to the sea in an instant. It was daytime on the sea. Originally it was a blue sea, but now it turned black. Because this sea area opened the heavenly nightmare gate, a lot of filthy and evil things came from the heavenly nightmare gate. Chen Shang released 6 magic mirrors, and then hovered into the sky. There has been a violent explosion deep in the bottom of the sea, and the sea began to turbulently undulate, and then become more and more intense. A wave of tsunamis of hundreds of feet high appeared, and the entire sea seemed to be in madness. In a certain sea area of the Kanglan Sea, there was a place that was surging crazily. That was where the heavenly nightmare beast gate opened. Chen Zhang's 6-way magic mirror sensed strong spatial fluctuations, so he knew that the heavenly nightmare beast gate had opened, and it was easy to find the exact location. I didn't expect the heavenly nightmare beast gate to open so quickly. I thought it would take a while to fully open. Chen Shang looked at the sky. There were still a large number of flying shuttles of the heavenly nightmare tribe, flying towards the position of the heavenly nightmare beast gate. World Defying Dan God Chapter 4336, Deep Sea Altar. You want to go, don't you? Zhu Ying asked in a low voice, seeing Chen Zhang's eyes full of desire. Didn't you say that there is a big heavenly nightmare altar near the heavenly nightmare beast gate? The contents inside should be very important, I'm going to take it away. Chen Shang said. Before he was under the seabed, he had decided to go, but he didn't say it at that time, because he was worried that Zhu Ying and the others would faint, and then took him away from risk. Well, let's go with you. Zhu Ying gently closed her eyes and sighed. I knew you would not give up. No, I want to go by myself. Chen Shang said. I am alone, it will be more convenient to get out. Zhu Ying, you just broke the seal, and you are not in peak condition in every aspect. Although Ying and Junny are strong, they won't protect you, and they still have a lot to do. Guan Ying needs to guard Dakan Gate, and Shen Junny has Suzaku Tenderness in her hand, so she can't take risks. Besides, Shen Junny's Demon Soul Dao is very powerful and has great prospects for development. No, Shen Junny immediately objected. My sister said, I want me to protect you. I can't let you go out by yourself. Listen to me, let me go by myself. Chen Shang said, that place is too dangerous. If you are with me, it will only drag me down. In fact, Chen Shang is not unable to take them there, but he is still a little worried. After all, there are not only the heavenly nightmare orcs, but also very powerful heavenly nightmare people. Although the heavenly nightmare races against the heavenly nightmare orcs, it is not yet certain whether they will be hostile to them. Okay, Zhu Ying thought for a while, nodded in agreement, and said, I have known you for so long, and I don't have to tell you too much, you will definitely be back. Just know it. Chen Shang smiled. Zhu Ying, you can just wait for my good news. By the way, you can go to Chalong Island to see and find a way to help me dig more DZI or something. I need a large number of DZI, or maybe find a way to contact the Lord of the Heavenly Mother Palace and talk to her. Good. Zhu Ying nodded. Zhu Ying agreed, and Shen Junny and Guan Ying could not say anything. Guan Ying can't fly. Shen Junny lent her the Suzaku Tenderness silk, wrapped around her to take her to fly. Zhu Ying herself is a phoenix, she is the fastest flying. After they left, Chen Shang immediately rode on the 6 magic mirrors and flew towards the huge fountain ahead. Because there is a huge heavenly nightmare beast gate on the bottom of the sea, and that space gate is spewing things out frantically, it also forms a very shocking huge fountain, and the jetted water column is as high as tens of thousands of feet. Near the fountain, there are a large number of Tianmao people, especially the golden flying shuttle, all of the Tianmao royal family, very dazzling. There are so many heavenly nightmare royal families. Although the population of the entire heavenly nightmare family is the smallest, it is still a lot. Chen Shang saw a lot of golden flying shuttles, and there were even more blue sky nightmare high clan members, but their flying shuttles were not as shining as the royal family. Some of these shuttles are floating in the air and some falling on the water. Why don't you see the heavenly nightmare orcs? Chen Shang was quite puzzled. Because of such a large amount of spray, a large group of heavenly nightmare orcs should come out. For example, he opened the space door of the heavenly nightmare clan in Chalong Island before, and immediately spewed out a large number of flying shuttles. Don't watch the battle anymore, my primary goal is the altar under the sea. Chen Shang wanted to see how the heavenly nightmare royal family and the heavenly nightmare high clan dealt with the heavenly nightmare orcs, so that they could understand them in advance. However, he waited for a while, and did not see the 3 parties make a move. As for the heavenly nightmare orcs, he didn't even see a single hair. Go to the sea. Chen Shang could only ride on 6 magic mirrors, and then plunge under the seabed. The sea at this moment is still turbulent. The sea surface and the bottom of the sea are the same, because the turbulence caused by the explosion of the Tianyuan crystal mine under the trench has not been completely calmed down until now. You know, it wasn't just Zhu Ying's phoenix feather that exploded at that time, there were also many sky source crystals exploding, so the power was very huge. In this way, in the entire sea, there will also be a lot of energy remaining after the explosion of the sky source crystal. The chi of the Tianyuan crystal will merge into the sea, and it may be more easily absorbed by people. In any case, the previous plan of the nightmare orcs was ruined, and they could not rely on this large amount of Tianyuan crystal mine to develop. Strange, what did the heavenly nightmare family do? After Chen Shang dived into the bottom of the sea, none of the shuttles were seen. The nightmare race did not go to sea. The nightmare orcs are also very fascinated over there. Did they come over? Chen Shang also relied on the 6 divine mirrors to get close to the gushing giant column and dive. If it were other people, or even powerful sea beasts, they would definitely be pushed away by that wave of waves. Could it be that the Heavenly Nightmare clan is too food to come down? Chen Shang guessed in his heart that he had thought that the Heavenly Nightmare clan would come to stop the Heavenly Nightmare Beast Gate from opening, but after they came, they did nothing. With full of doubts, Chen Shang continued to dive. His goal was still the Heavenly Nightmare altar. The gate of such a big Heavenly Nightmare Beast opened, and the spewing power was great, but there was nothing. When Chen Shang was on the surface of the sea before, he carefully observed the huge fountain, and there was really nothing inside. Chen Shang continued to dive and soon came to the bottom of the sea. It's not very deep. Facing the turbulent water waves, Chen Shang approached the huge spray column, and walked around the spray column to look for the Heavenly Nightmare altar beside him. There really is an altar. Chen Shang quickly found it. He didn't want to find it, because the altar was red, very strange, and it emitted a red mist. The altar is not small, hundreds of feet high, it's hard not to notice it. This is the altar of the Heavenly Nightmare orcs. After they built the altar, what did they hide in it? Chen Shang was even more confused about this. It was built by the Saint Profound Star again. Could it be the help of the 6 clan of life and soul? Built. After seeing the altar, Chen Shang became even more curious. It's such a big altar, and there are things hidden inside. I don't know whether it's important to the Nightmare orcs. Chen Shang slowly approached, and at the same time used his mind to check. It's really weird inside. What will it be? Chen Shang controlled the 6 divine mirrors and came to the sky above the altar, then used the mirror to face the altar below, and asked Sister Xiaojing to scan. Sister Jing, have you found anything? Chen Shang said, can we break this altar? The altars of the Heavenly Nightmare orcs are very dangerous. The altars in Chelong Island, Tianmu Holy Palace, Shen family, etc. are all from the Heavenly Nightmare orcs, and they were commissioned by the 6 sacred gates of the Minghan 6 clan. Remove. When Chen Shang was on Chelong Island, he could easily kill a nightmare altar. No, Little Mirror said, brother, that stuff is very dangerous, you have to be careful. World Defying Dan God Chapter 4337, Fate. It doesn't matter, I'll take a closer look. Chen Shang controlled the 6 magic mirrors to approach the altar. When Chen Shang gradually approached, he found something was wrong. No, this altar has a very strange suction. Little Mirror said, it is a very powerful gravity, and it specifically locks us in, and is sucking us over. Can you break free? Chen Shang also felt that this kind of power was very strange, because the surrounding space seemed to be shrinking, causing them to be gradually sucked in. No, it's too late. Just after Sister Xiaojing finished speaking, the 6 magical mirrors were sucked by the sudden increase in suction, and then they entered the huge altar. At this moment, 2 golden shuttles opened on the sea. A human being from the proud universe was swallowed just now. The man who came out of the shuttle, wearing a golden helmet and golden armor, said. His flying magic weapon is very interesting. Another person, in the same attire, said, however, he is vulnerable to the nightmare orcs. The human beings in the proud universe are already very weak. Where can a universe that has just been born for more than 100,000 years be so powerful? Yes, although Aoshi universe is powerful, it is still too young. The creatures in this universe must be very weak. He really can't help himself. He knows that the spatial fluctuations here are so terrible. He clearly sees how strong the energy required for the seabed to gush out, and he still dares to get closer. If he knew what was in the altar, he would be scared to flee. Brother, you are so funny. How could the lower creatures of this universe know the things in that altar? The 6 fate and soul races may know, but they will definitely not tell the creatures of this universe. The 6 nations of life and soul can't wait to exterminate the human beings in the proud universe. How can they come into contact with lower creatures? In the altar of the Heavenly Nightmare orcs, a universe fate soul was sealed. That universe fate soul was given to them by the fate soul 6 races. The 6 clan of life and soul are really partial, they didn't give it to us. Of course, because after we have that universe life soul, we can crush the nightmare orcs. How can they give it to us? That's also true. The 6 fate soul races have long taken away the little fate soul of the Heavenly Nightmare universe, and now they are given to the Heavenly Nightmare orcs as a gift, hoping that the Heavenly Nightmare orcs will not be destroyed by us so quickly. These two Heavenly Nightmare royal family members seem to be the second high-level members of the Heavenly Nightmare family, and the content of their conversation is also very thrilling. The sealed thing in that nightmare altar turned out to be the small life soul of the nightmare universe. Chen Shang didn't know this. The fate soul of the universe is a very dangerous thing. Chen Shang can contact the fate soul of the universe in Aoshi universe and nothing will happen, because he is the creator of the Aoshi universe, so naturally there will be nothing. If you come into contact with the fate of other universes, it would be hard to say. Big Brother, is the great life soul of the Heavenly Nightmare universe really destroyed? It's really gone, otherwise the Heavenly Nightmare universe wouldn't collapse to that point. It would have been destroyed by the 6 fate souls. Damn life soul 6 races. Actually, the Heavenly Nightmare orcs were fed by the 6 fate soul races, fed with the great life soul of the Heavenly Nightmare universe. Otherwise, how could this group of Heavenly Nightmare orcs grow to this point? Many of the fate soul 6 races were eaten by the Heavenly Nightmare orcs, right? They are also self-reliant. Later, they were forced to use us to suppress the Heavenly Nightmare orcs. Second brother, the 6th fate soul wants us and the Heavenly Nightmare orcs to lose both, or to fight in this place for several years. They have never been kind to us. You must remember this. The 6th fate soul is very despicable, never trust. Of course I know that these weak and greedy evil races are the most evil. Both of these brothers showed a strong hatred towards the 6 fate souls at the same time. Chen Shang had already been sucked into that altar. After entering, he soon felt the familiar energy fluctuations. Yes, it's the fate soul of the universe. Chen Shang had been in contact with the great life soul and the little life soul of Aoshi universe, so he was very aware of the energy fluctuations of the fate soul. Although it is the life soul of other universes, there is no difference in that energy fluctuation. This place is actually sealed with the life soul of the universe. It should be from other universes, judging from this energy breath. Is it the life soul of the nightmare universe? Chen Shang only felt shocked. Why is the nightmare universe sealed here? The soul of life. Brother, it's the soul of Xiaoming. It's ours. Sister Xiaojing was very happy, giggling and said, this is simply a gift to us. Really, the Xiaoming soul of the Heavenly Nightmare universe is still quite powerful. I'm afraid I can't hold it. Chen Shang felt the energy fluctuations, felt that he was very weak and would be swallowed at any time. Brother, we also have a small life soul. Little Jing said. We are now in Aoshi universe, this is our territory. Aoshi Shenlu is a small life soul, and in Aoshi universe, the fate souls of other universes come to Aoshi universe, isn't it just a little lamb? Yes, Chen Shang slapped his thigh. He still felt that he was powerless to face the Heavenly Nightmare universe soul, but when Sister Xiaojing reminded him, he suddenly became excited. The fate of other universes, no matter how many come, they will be given away. If it were other people, even if the strongest of the Heavenly Nightmare royal family came, they would be powerless to face the small life souls of the Heavenly Nightmare universe and would die. Who is Chen Shang? Not to mention that he has a small life soul in his hand, and there is also the protection of the law of Aoshi universe. How can small life souls from other universes be wild against the creator of Aoshi universe? He immediately took out the Aoshi Shen furnace, and then concentrated his mind to establish a connection with the Aoshi Shen furnace. It's amazing, I seem to be able to perceive the great soul of Aoshi Tiandi. Chen Shang was secretly surprised, because at this moment the Aoshi divine furnace was already operating and was beginning to absorb the small life soul of the Heavenly Nightmare in the altar. The great life soul of Aoshi universe also participated in the help. Although Chen Shang couldn't understand how to participate, he could feel that the great life soul was also working. With the power of the arrogant universe, Chen Shang felt like a little lamb at the moment. The process of swallowing the Heavenly Nightmare's little life soul by the Aoshi Shen furnace was also very fast, and it was completed all at once. At this time, the huge altar began to collapse. The bottom of the sea is also cracking everywhere. Then, an angry roar came out. The Heavenly Nightmare orcs seemed to sense that the Nightmare little life soul is gone. Oh, is this little life soul left here by the Life Soul 6 clan? Is the Life Soul 6 clan left to the Nightmare orcs? I laughed at it now, ha ha ha. Chen Shang was very happy, immediately riding on the 6 magic mirrors to drive away. The huge fountain spouting crazily turned blood red in an instant, and the Nightmare orcs came out through the gate. Do you like this sight? Donate here. World Defying Dan God Chapter 4338, Wolf King Thunder King. After the Heavenly Nightmare orcs came out of the space door, The movement was very huge, so even the people of the Heavenly Nightmare royal family didn't know what happened to that altar. On the side of the Heavenly Nightmare royal family, they thought that the Xiaoming soul in the altar had been taken away, so there was such a movement. Chen Shang had already slipped away quietly, and the sky above the Heavenly Nightmare Beast Gate had become a mess at this moment. The Heavenly Nightmare Orcs also had something similar to a shuttle, but they were not as delicate and beautiful as those of the Heavenly Nightmare clan. The so-called flying shuttle of the Nightmare Orcs looks like a huge black egg sheath that exudes a red atmosphere, so it immediately dyes the huge fountain red. Is this the flying shuttle of the Nightmare Orcs? Chen Shang had ran to the distance to hide, took out the telescope equipment and looked at the sky above the sea of the Nightmare Beast Gate from a distance. After the flying shuttle of the Nightmare Orc exploded, the Nightmare Orc appeared inside. Chen Shang saw the Heavenly Nightmare Orcs with his own eyes. The appearance is not too surprising. They are very common half-human and half-beast bodies, and they are not very big. They are about the same height as a normal person, short. However, the members of the Heavenly Nightmare royal family made him more curious, because the Heavenly Nightmare royal family wears golden armor, while the Heavenly Nightmare family members wear blue armor, which wraps the body tightly and can't see what it looks like. The upper body of the Nightmare Orcs is mostly in human form, and most of the lower body is in the form of beasts. Chen Shang took a look and found that a few of the Nightmare Orcs have wings and can fly. They are not restricted by the laws of the sanctuary. The Heavenly Nightmare royal family and the Heavenly Nightmare High clan, they are standing on the shuttle. They only have a few of the Nightmare royal family can fly, and how many are restricted by flight. Among the Nightmare Orcs, the more human-like, the stronger. Chen Shang saw many huge sea beasts on the sea. A large number of Nightmare Orcs stood on the backs of the sea beasts, and the number of orcs that were completely close to humans was relatively small. Chen Shang could only guess that according to common sense at that time, the more beast characteristics, the stronger it should be. It seems that the Nightmare Orcs are not weak here. Chen Shang could observe from a distance that the Nightmare Orcs were also well equipped. Although I heard that the Nightmare Orcs are very bad, but this is just a side word from the Nightmare clan. Chen Shang believes that if there are two hostile camps, it must be normal to discredit each other after a conflict. As for how evil the Heavenly Nightmare Orcs are, is it overall evil or part of it? For example, is the Heavenly Nightmare royal family all just? Of course Chen Shang would not think so. After all, they were all foreigners, and they would definitely say that each other was evil. But what is certain is that those Heavenly Nightmare altars are very weird and evil, especially those placed on Chalong Island. Also, the Heavenly Nightmare Orcs and the Heavenly Nightmare clan, both of them have cooperated with the Fate Soul 6 clan. No matter what, they are outsiders to Aoshi Universe. They must not be allowed to determine the future of Aoshi Universe. Chen Shang will never join any party. He wants to remain independent and let these outsiders abide by the rules. If an outsider destroys an Aoshi Universe, it is his enemy. The Heavenly Nightmare tribe and the Heavenly Nightmare Orcs met, but they didn't immediately fight as Chen Shang imagined, but the two sides were facing each other. In the blink of an eye, the number of people on both sides reached millions on the surface or in the air. Are they all elites? Chen Shang could see that there were many Heavenly Nightmare royal families, and by visual inspection, there were at least 2 million. There are also millions of Heavenly Nightmare High clan, and they are constantly receiving reinforcements. On the side of the Heavenly Nightmare Orcs, because they just came out, the number has not caught up with the Heavenly Nightmare clan, but will soon surpass that of the Heavenly Nightmare clan. The Heavenly Nightmare universe is divided into two. It's currently undergoing a rupture, and it will soon collapse completely. Speaking of which, since the Heavenly Nightmare universe cracked, we have not seen each other for tens of thousands of years. A burly orc on the side. Chen Shang couldn't see the appearance of that burly man because he was wearing a golden wolf headgear, his muscles exploded on his upper body, a large Bluetooth necklace hung around his neck, and his wrists were golden wolf head wristbands. The lower body is full of human-shaped legs, and only the tail has a wolf tail. It can be said that there are many human-shaped characteristics. If there is no big golden wolf tail, it is impossible to tell that he is a werewolf. The boss of the Heavenly Nightmare Orc is a wolf. Chen Shang was a little puzzled. In his opinion, it must be a divine beast. Golden Wolf King, have you starved for tens of thousands of years? The people on the side of the Heavenly Nightmare royal family said that they were also middle-aged from the sound, because they were wearing helmets and they couldn't see their faces. The King of Nightmare Thunder, we are really hungry. Are you here to deliver food? The Golden Wolf King laughed and said, But, we don't eat your stinky sour meat. We'll eat you, we'll eat badly. Chen Shang was secretly shocked. The two people who were talking to each other did not seem to be the bosses of the two races. One is the Golden Wolf King, and the other is the Heavenly Nightmare Thunder King. Could it be that they are just the vanguard? Chen Shang secretly guessed that after all, these two races had migrated from one universe, and the numbers were in the billions. Compared with the total number of them, they are only a tiny bit. Golden Wolf King, the Heavenly Nightmare universe is rotten like that, and the damage to you is not small, right? This is all you do for yourself. Heavenly Nightmare Thunder King sneered. Fart, why did the Heavenly Nightmare universe rot like that? Don't you know? And the asterisk of the sixth clan of Life Soul bear the most responsibility. King Golden Wolf said angrily. It was you who swallowed the great Life Soul. Said the Thunder King of Nightmare. The 6 Life Soul races use the Great Life Soul to feed you, otherwise you can be so strong. It's like you didn't participate in devouring the soul of the big life. The Golden Wolf King sneered. Besides, the soul of the small life was also taken away by you, but you have taken a big advantage. HMPH, the little soul is clearly beside your gate. We have also agreed before that we will not interfere with the other parties coming to our world universe, we will not go down at all. The Heavenly Nightmare Thunder King said angrily, you obviously took it away. Do you want to plant it on us? The ghost knows if the 6th fate and soul was put in it. Anyway, when we came out, that altar had already exploded. We didn't get the little fate and soul. Said the Golden Wolf King, it seems that you guys are not at all. Long memory, can you believe the nonsense of the 6th clan of Life and Soul? Chen Shang heard their conversation and understood a lot. The culprit behind this was the 6th fate and soul. The two races of the Heavenly Nightmare universe can be said to have been played around by the 6 fate soul races. Before, there was a local low-ranking person who entered your altar. Said the Thunder King of Heavenly Nightmare. However, with the strength of a local low-ranking person, it is impossible to take away the small life soul of the Heavenly Nightmare universe. World Defying Dan God Chapter 4339, Whereabouts. Chen Zhang's heart was shocked. He didn't expect to enter that altar before being discovered. He is also more vigilant at the moment. If it is discovered, it will be very troublesome. The ghost knows. In short, we didn't get the Xiaomingju. The Golden Wolf King shouted. I was also ordered to take the Xiaomingju. The Thunder King, you should know my character, I won't lie to you. Quote. So where did the little life soul of the Heavenly Nightmare universe go? The Thunder King of Heavenly Nightmare looked around and said, don't the 6th family of lifetime soul give you it? Huh, the ghost knows them. Anyway, those guys have always been shameless and scammed by them so many times. It's not bad this time. The Golden Wolf King also looked around and said, this proud universe is pretty good. I haven't seen it for a long time. What a beautiful sky. If you don't have a small life soul, don't you worry. Asked the Heavenly Nightmare Thunder King. What's the use of being anxious? Even if we don't have Xiaoming's soul, we can still beat you. The dog thieves of the 6th clan of Life and Soul said to us Xiaoming's soul so that we can completely suppress you, but they underestimate us. That's it. The Golden Wolf King laughed loudly. Wait and see, said the Thunder King of Heavenly Nightmare. When both of us are transferred, we will divide the territory, and then we will have a final battle. Now don't you rush to occupy the territory. Don't occupy all the good places, and leave some asterisk for us. The Golden Wolf King said coldly, you are also very despicable, and you have a good fight with the Life and Soul 6 races. To each other, the Heavenly Nightmare Thunder King sneered, you haven't pitted us less. Then you guys get out of here. Don't hinder us here, don't you still have to monitor us? Said the Golden Wolf King. Of course, to prevent you from sabotaging indiscriminately. Said the Thunder King of Nightmare. Don't worry, we will be watching from a distance, and it won't hinder you. Follow you. If you dare, don't blame us for not keeping the promise. The Golden Wolf King waved his hand and landed on the back of a giant beast on the sea. Although the two sides did not fight, there seemed to be two terrifying auras colliding between heaven and earth. These guys fought in the sanctuary, everyone had a hard time. Chen Shang was very worried about Saint Profound Star. Because at present, it seems that Saint Profound Star can quickly form Sky Source Crystal. If it is blown up, wouldn't it be missing the source of Sky Source Crystal? I don't know what role the 6 Holy Gates will play. Chen Shang was more worried about this. He doesn't worry much about the Heavenly Nightmare tribe and the Heavenly Nightmare Orc tribe, because judging from the high-level conversations between them, they all came from the collapsed Heavenly Nightmare universe and cherish the new and powerful universe. In other words, they will cherish it at least for a short period of time and will not destroy it everywhere. I'm worried that the Sixth Clan of Life Soul is fanning the flames in the dark. Although the Sixth Clan of Life and Soul are hiding in God's domain, they have left a six-way holy gate here, and they will take the opportunity to make trouble everywhere. What's more, the ghost knows how many dirty and despicable methods there are in the Six Fate and Soul. Just when Shen Xiang had doubts in this regard, suddenly a huge golden ship approached. The ship has huge tall sails with the words, "Six Sacred Gates," written on it. These guys are here. Chen Xiang frowned and wanted to go over them, but the six sacred gates must be very strong, and there are also the Golden Wolf King and the Heavenly Nightmare Thunder King, so he can't do anything secretly. He can only plan to observe and see if there is a chance to make a move, such as cutting through the ship or something. Dear friends, welcome to the sanctuary of Aoshi Universe. We are the six sacred gates, and welcome you on behalf of the sanctuary. A hearty laughter came from the huge golden ship. From the sound, it belongs to an old man. Six sacred gates, isn't it the doglegs of the Sixth Clan of Life and Soul? Golden Wolf King sneered. The Sixth Clan of Life and Soul had told us about your puppies before. What do you do? Dear friends, I am the master of the six sacred gates. You are all big people, and your strength is also very powerful. I really can't get your eyes on me. But, in the sanctuary, there are many powerful forces. You want to divide it up. Sanctuary, the first thing to do is get rid of these local forces, or they will obstruct you, said the sixth sect master. Chen Xiang immediately cursed this six-way saint master. Is this killing someone with a knife? The Sixth Clan of Life and Soul has said that the sanctuary is given to us. To eradicate it is your puppies to eradicate. Why do we want to take action? Or, you are not good at junk puppies. That ability, the Golden Wolf King sneered. The sanctuary of Aoshi Universe should be the largest of your six sacred gates, right? You must occupy a lot of territory. To eradicate you must first eradicate you. The Heavenly Nightmare Thunder King laughed. The two are joking. The distinguished guests are going to carve up the sanctuary. Our six sacred gates will definitely offer it with both hands, and will never hinder. The sixth sacred gate master laughed. It is true that the six families of souls have already abandoned us. So we can only survive in the sanctuary in the future. Then what are you doing here? Do you want to take refuge in us? The Golden Wolf King asked. Yes, we have this intention. We know the sanctuary very well, and it will definitely be able to do nothing, said the master of the six sacred sects, such as clearing the sanctuary local forces. Get out. We don't want the ***** abandoned by the Sixth Clan of Life, said the Golden Wolf King. Besides, the ghost knows if the Sixth Clan of Fateful Soul sent you to trouble. Disturbance stick of the domain. We don't need your trash. The sanctuary is huge. We just divide our jurisdictions. We won't interfere too much with the local forces and we don't need to clean them up, said the Thunder King. The two do not know that the local forces are extremely savage and unreasonable. Although they are very weak, you can't underestimate them. If they are not cleaned up, they will definitely become a huge hidden danger for you, said the six sage masters. Chen Xiang couldn't help it anymore and shouted, "Six sacred doors, you dogs, I followed you just now and found that you sent a boat to sneak under to toss an altar or something. Did you damage it again? Then planted it on us. Then so that the intruder can clean us out. It turns out that you took the Xiaoming soul." The Heavenly Nightmare Thunder King heard Chen Zhang's voice, then looked at Chen Zhang's side, and immediately recognized the person who had just sneaked below and was near the altar. He was a little puzzled. Why was Chen Xiang fine? How did the six holy gates approach the altar without being discovered by him? But he thought about it, and thought that since the six sacred gates were the doglegs of the six Fate Soul races, then there must be a way to take the Fate Soul. Fate Soul six races. The dogs raised are as despicable as they are. The Golden Wolf King laughed and said, "Asshole, your road is narrowing down, hand in the Heavenly Nightmare little Fate Soul." The six masters of the holy sect were frightened. Although they didn't know who was calling just now, they knew the existence of Xiaoming's soul. And they came here long ago to look for the Xiaoming soul. They really want to take the Heavenly Nightmare Xiaoming's soul. Now that he hasn't obtained the little life soul of Heavenly Nightmare, but the pot that stole the little life soul is on his back, this is a big trouble. World Defying Dan God Chapter 4340, The change of the furnace. Chen Shang yelled from a distance, if the people over there were to be killed, he could slip away immediately, and no one would know who he was by then. Who are you? Don't talk nonsense. We didn't dive into the deep sea at all, let alone take away the little life soul of the nightmare. The 6 sacred gate masters faced Chen Shang and said angrily, you are slandering our 6 sacred gates. The people here are all heroes of one party, how could they believe that you are nonsense? Ha 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 ha. Chen Shang burst into laughter, and continued to shout, you 6 sacred gates are the dog minions of the Fate Soul 6 races. As long as you have no brains, you would rather believe in ghosts than the dog minions of the Fate Soul 6 races. Both the Golden Wolf King and the Heavenly Nightmare Thunder King agreed. Even though Chen Shang seemed to be planting and slandering the 6 sacred doors now, they still believed that the 6 sacred doors had taken the Heavenly Nightmare Little Life Soul. In their opinion, the 6 clan of life and soul can do anything, as long as it is a bad thing, it's right to look for them. Even if they did not do this thing, then they must have done other bad things too, in any case they will not feel guilty for blaming them. 6 sacred gates, you came to this sea area with great momentum a long time ago. What are you here for? Chen Shang sneered. I was on Chalong Island before, and I found out what you were looking for there. Slaughter the aborigines on the island. Asshole, who on earth are you? 6 sect masters shouted angrily. In fact, the 6 sacred gates came to explore the Kanglan Sea, which in itself was a very dynamic thing. Only a little investigation in the future would know that they arrived in this sea area early. I am a person who has been persecuted miserably by your 6 fate and soul races. I want to kill you ***** every moment. Chen Shang shouted, listen, there are countless images in Aoshi universe. People like us, one day, we will surely gather together and completely wipe out the inferior things like yours. These words made the Golden Wolf King and the Heavenly Nightmare Thunder King feel a little emotional, but they both shook their heads secretly. Even for them, it is very difficult to completely destroy the 6 life souls, let alone the creatures of this young universe. Damn fellow, I will definitely find you, wait for me. The 6 masters of the sacred door said, and then their huge ship quickly left. As for the Heavenly Nightmare Little Life Soul, the Golden Wolf King did not ask him, as if he had already given up. Young man, did you just say that you want to destroy the 6 life soul races? Heavenly Nightmare Thunder King said to Chen Shang from a distance. Not bad, Chen Shang said, although it's impossible, I still hope you succeed. Heavenly Nightmare Thunder King smiled. I can only sympathize with you. Although you are the native creatures of this universe, as long as there are universes that the Fate Soul 6 races have been to, it will definitely be a charcoal creature. The Golden Wolf King said, how easy is it to destroy the Fate Soul 6 races? Why don't you unite? Chen Shang asked. Why haven't we thought about uniting? But do you think it is possible? We are all created by the 6 Fate and Soul races. If we unite, then we will be the first to destroy ourselves. Said the Golden Wolf King. Our 2 races, as long as both of them are still there, it is impossible to destroy the 6 Fate Soul races. Our existence was originally created by the Fate Soul 6 races to restrain each other. The Heavenly Nightmare Thunder King said, if we are united, there will be a curse that will cause us to die. Chen Shang was shocked. It turned out that the 6 Life Soul clan used this method to suppress the powerful creatures in the Heavenly Nightmare universe. But after thinking about it, he also felt that this situation in the Tianma universe was normal. After all, it was created by the 6 Fate Souls, so the 6 Fate Souls must have a way to suppress them. We can be said to be the most powerful creatures under the 6 Fate Souls. Your universe has just been born. You are so weak and it is impossible to fight the 6 Fate Souls. The Golden Wolf King said again, maybe you are here. It will be extinct in the next turmoil. There are more universes stronger than yours, but in the end they will not be able to escape the extinction of the 6 fateful souls. Said the Thunder King of Heavenly Nightmare, it is also that we were created by the 6 fateful souls, so we can survive, right now. You are wrong, we are the only hope for destroying the 6 life soul races. Because we were not created by them. Chen Shang said, the formation of the Aoshi universe has nothing to do with them. What direction will the creatures of this universe grow in? They can't interfere at all. And you are their creation, any evolution of their use, any power they use, they know everything well, so you can't destroy them. Chen Shang had learned from Guan Ying before that even though the senior members of the 6th Fate Soul were afraid of the power of Heavenly Nightmare, they also mastered the power of Heavenly Nightmare. The 6th clan of Life and Soul blocked the Heavenly Nightmare Orcs and the Heavenly Nightmare clan in the sanctuary. They are fighting for time to find a way to resist the Heavenly Nightmare and find ways to restrain the Heavenly Nightmare creatures. Give them time and they will definitely be able to do it. You will know how desperate you are when you face the 6th fate and soul in the future. The Golden Wolf King said, "People like you, we see too many, and in the end, we can't escape bad luck. You are compelled to come to the sanctuary. It's okay if you want to go to war here, but please don't harm us." Chen Shang said, "We don't have the idea of killing you, but, please keep your eyes open. After all, the Fate Soul 6 clan will definitely have many small actions. And our 2 clans have a large number, and there will definitely be people who take refuge in the Fate Soul 6 clan." Tian Nightmare Thunder King said, "Okay, but I hope you can contact the giants of the various forces in Sanctuary and have a good talk. Cooperation is always harmless," Chen Shang said. "Little brother, who are you?" said the Golden Wolf King. "You can come here alone and have enough courage to talk to us. Are you also a giant of local power?" "I'm just a spy," Chen Shang said. "I have an antagonism with the 6 Fate and Soul. I have been following their doglegs and 6 sacred doors, and have been tracking their actions. Farewell." After Chen Shang finished speaking, he flew away immediately. After he was far away, King Golden Wolf said, "Lei King of Nightmare, do you think the little life soul of Nightmare will be taken by the native?" "Impossible, that person is very weak. Although he has a good flying equipment, he can't take the Xiaoming soul. You have to know that if the creatures of the non-Skymare universe come into contact with the Tianmao Xiaoming soul, they will be wiped out. There is also a way for the 6th clan of Life Soul to take away the little life soul," said the Thunder King of Nightmare. "I think so too," the Golden Wolf King nodded. Chen Shang lay his feet on the 6 ways of God's mirror, and smiled in his heart. "A bunch of idiots, I have taken away the small life souls of the Heavenly Nightmare. I don't know yet, at your level, you also want to kill the 6 life souls. Underestimate me. Brother, that little life soul, maybe it can make a big change to the Aoshi Shenlu." Little Mirror smiled. "I guess that after the Aoshi Shenlu swallows the Heavenly Nightmare little life soul, it should be able to absorb the energy of the Heavenly Origin Crystal. It can even refine the energy of the Sky Source Crystal, and then it will be able to easily absorb the refined Sky Source Crystal energy. This ticket has made a lot of money," Chen Shang said with a smile. "Xiaoming Shun is really a good thing, but unfortunately it doesn't happen often.